Let's light this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Vikings Report Rewind. I'm your humble host, Ted Glover. As usual, with me are my partners in crime. He is the founder, head blogger, and numero uno honcho over at the SB Nation Vikings website, the Daily Norseman, Christopher, the American Dream, Gates. How's it going, Chris?
Ted Glover, I'm still very, very happy this evening to be with you, Mr. Drew Button. I'm sorry, I had to get that out early. I know people were waiting for that.
Oh, they've been clamoring for it. They've been clamoring.
I know. It's going to be pretty interesting tonight. We're not going to get our punting that we were promised. That's kind of sad, but it's going to be an interesting night. Otherwise, I think.
As always, my co-host with Vikings Report, Drew and Ted, Drew Bunning is here. Drewster, how are you, buddy?
How the hell are you guys doing? I'm doing great. We're 2 weeks away from real football, and tonight we're going to get together for a little watch party. Hello to everybody who's joining us in the chat. I see Jason's in there, and Tony Bell. I see Tony Bell's in there, and Nick Howard, Raymond Hoagland, and then the whole gang. The people that really make this thing work. All the viewers that always hang with us, and it's great to be here tonight, Ted. There's a lot going on tonight. People just think this boring preseason. There's a lot happening tonight in this Vikings-Broncos game.
Oh, there's a lot happening, but let's make no mistake. It's probably going to be a boring-ass game.
Well, you know what? I'm cooler than you are.
But we're not going to be boring because being able to present this whole thing for us in the background, she doesn't want to say hi. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Never.
She is the straw that stirs the proverbial drink.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby tunes his bunning. And speaking of drinks, gentlemen, I'm enjoying my beverages in my brand new Vikings Report Drew and Ted coffee mug.
Yeah.
Feel free to get yours. Ruby, if you would be so kind at some point tonight, throw the website out. It's Zazzle.com, and I think you can just search Vikings Report Drew and Ted. If you would like to be the proud owner, I don't only have this, but Drew's showing the coffee mug. What better gift for Christmas, may I ask? What better stocking stuffer, may I ask? You can't come up with a better one. Anyways.
It's August 20th. Did you really just invoke Christmas?
Yes, I did. Halloween. Put a Halloween candy in it. How's that grab you?
I can come up with a couple of different stocking stuffers that might be applicable.
Put some cranberry sauce in it at Thanksgiving. I don't know. This travel mug, it holds heat and cold very well.
Does it? Does it really?
I got a cold beverage in here. It's good.
How the hell are you lunatics doing tonight as we get started for a long evening of Vikings football?
I'm doing good. I think if I was any better, I'd be illegal in like 34 states for the most part. But I'm doing okay.
Nice.
I'm doing okay.
Nice.
We're all doing better than that Bills punter.
Whatever to that guy. Is he gone now?
How do you pronounce that dude's name?
Arisa?
Ariza?
Alusa? Amdana?
I'm glad I'm no longer in the house of a rising sun. That's for sure. That dude's getting some serious trouble, man.
What a dope. I mean, come on.
All right. So enough talking about
Matt
and weirdos. We got enough to deal with tonight with the Minnesota Vikings. They're facing the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
I believe. Well, it's definitely the last preseason game, but I believe the last time we saw the Vikings play the Broncos was in 2018 when they had that tremendous second half comeback. When they were down, I think 24-7 at halftime or whatever it was, came back and won the game.
20 to nothing at halftime.
Yeah. 20 to nothing. Chris, you hinted at it at the beginning, but the one thing we were all kind of expecting to see, if there was any drama, it would have been a punter battle between Jordan Berry and Ryan White. That did not materialize because Jordan Berry got shown his walking papers a few days ago. The job is now Ryan White's. Ryan Wright's.
Right, White.
What I mean, look, and the Vikings are sitting out like over 30 guys. 33 players are not playing tonight. So what do we expect to see besides me, like really drunk by halfway through the third quarter.
I want to make it known that I'm doing this under protest because the NFL is not going to allow Ryan Wright to continue to wear 66.
Oh, boo!
They're going to make him change to between like 1 and 19. Lame.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's that was interesting. We were all looking forward to the big competition, and that's not going to happen. And this is for the guys that are at the bottom of the depth chart, wide receivers, the corners, the defensive linemen, to see who's going to be at kind of the tail end of the 53-man roster. And there's going to, like Ted said, there's like 33 guys that aren't going to play tonight, but the ones that are going to play are going to be out there working their tails off to make this final roster.
Drewster, go ahead, man.
I'm in complete disagreement that it has any chance to be a boring game, because this is a game that's going to get people. This is their jobs. There's going to be guys flying around and hitting tonight on both sides, Broncos and Vikings, because there's 54 guys that are going to be cut.
Yeah.
So everybody's playing for their nuts off for trying to get that roster spot. There's going to be some good football tonight. There's going to be some guys cracking each other. So the names may not be marquee names, Justin Jefferson and Russ Wilson and Cousins, but the action is going to be, this is it for some of these players, Ted. This is it.
Yeah.
You got to get down to 53, and then you got 16 players on your practice squad between both teams. So between both the Broncos and the Vikings, there's going to be 22 guys that are jobless. And this is done by mid next week. So I'm expecting some really intense play tonight.
Okay, that's fair. One of the players in question, he will be active. He was not listed among the 33 players that will not play, is newly acquired quarterback Nick Mullins. Right now, I saw a tweet from Chris Thomason earlier. The plan is for Sean Mannion to play the first half, Kellen Mond to play the second half, and maybe with Mullins active, he may see a series or two. Would you be okay, Drew, with Nick Mullins getting in and playing any significant time at all?
He's only been here a week, so if he gets in there, it's only going to be 5 or 6 plays. It's going to be real vanilla. It doesn't really matter if he's been in there. He's got a lot of snaps with the Raiders this preseason. He's played in 3 games with the Raiders. So he's got a lot of work going with them already. Not that it's the same team, but it's still snaps. Snaps are snap. Snaps are snaps, even if they're hanging off the butt of a cow. As long as you get snaps, you're doing pretty good. So I'm not really worried about Mullins playing tonight. Sure, I'd like to see him for maybe a series or two. I don't know why. You should probably put him in instead of Mannion. Mannion won't be around next week. I don't even know why they're playing him at all, to be honest with you.
See, I disagree on that. I think Mannion makes a team and
really?
Mond, yeah, I think Mannion makes the team. I mean, if Mannion's starting and Mond's playing the second half, I have a feeling that they're going to go with Mannion and maybe try and get Mond through waivers onto the practice squad. What do you think, Chris?
I don't think either of them should make it at this point. I think we discussed this the last time we got together. Mond should every snap this game because we know what Mannion is already. And, that was a
team started.
Kickoff. Nice.
Yeah, nice kick. All right, so Broncos have the ball starting on their own, 3.
Flag already. Flag. False start.
I think the Vikes were offsides there.
Okay, I'm a little behind you guys. That's all right. We can work with this.
What? Tell us when the ball gets snapped. Next, Ted, good call. You're out on that. So we know we're kind of get synced up with our plays here. None of the starting defenders are in there, right, Ted? It's all backups in there.
For the most part, yeah. One of the interesting names I saw that wasn't playing was linebacker Chaz Surratt. I wonder if that just means they've already made their decision on him, and he's done, and they're not going to waste any time with him.
Probably.
Every other guy I've seen on there, it feels like they're going to make the team. Surratt was the only guy that really kind of raised the eyebrows for me about not being able to play. So 1st and 5, penalty by the Vikings on the first play of the game. Nice little rollout. First down, Denver. They're already out to the 21. Josh Metellus gets burned like a dry stick of wood on the first play.
Why is that, Ted?
Because Josh Patel stinks. I don't know.
Because he went to Michigan and you hate all the Michigan guys.
Well, there you go.
What we're looking for tonight is just like we said last week, are guys going to be in position? Are they learning the 3-4? Are they learning their role, where they're supposed to be? Are they learning where their teammates supposed to be? And can they make tackles and not let the guy get outside contained like a Caleb Evans just did right there?
Oh, geez.
That's something you do not want to do as a corner. You don't want to overrun the play to the inside. And that's Mike Boone, too, the ex-Viking.
Yeah, former Viking Mike Boone.
You're coming up on the outside. You want to pin that guy. There you go.
Yeah, I'm like a full play behind you guys. So
really?
Yep. I'm using a stream. So yeah.
Don't you have NFL Network?
No, I'm in a place where it's being shown on the local affiliate.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm a little bit behind, but that's all right.
Oh, and Rippon, the quarterback for Denver, that's former Washington quarterback Mark Rippon's kid.
Really?
No, I think it's his nephew.
His nephew?
Actually, or something like that. Yeah,
Oh.
I think so.
When Mark Rippon won the Super Bowl with the Washington Redskins against the Buffalo Bills, trivia question, where was that Super Bowl played?
San
That was at the
Diego.
Metrodome.
That was the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. Drew Bunting.
I was close. San Diego's right next to it.
Hey, there's our guy, KJ Hamler. You had a lot of good things to say about him, Drew.
Yes, I was hoping we would draft him. Nice tackle. Who is that? I'm
Is that the right eye?
still learning the numbers, guy. 43. I don't know who 40. Is that Perry Nickerson?
Pull up the Vikings roster. I don't know.
43 is Luigi Villain
Oh, he just made a good play.
or Villain.
Didn't so much for holding him at the 3-yard line, Ted Glover.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have thought after Denver botched the opening kickoff, the Vikings would have had a really good opportunity to go 3 and out, put the offense in a really good field position, but no.
3rd and 2. Here we go. See if we can hold them. See if we can hold the Broncos. Of course not.
See, now you're ahead of me, Drew.
We're way out of it.
First
We
down.
gotta get this in sync. Okay, next play. Announce when your snap is.
All righty.
Announce your snapper. That way we all know exactly how much I need to wait for each play, because I don't mind waiting to announce, to give my thing on the play.
Our buddy Dave Stefano's in the chat room. He said Dan Chisena is not playing either, and I wonder if that's because they made their. I mean, look, Chisena's not making the roster. He's not making the roster. So I would say with Chisena and Surratt are both. They just snapped the ball for me.
Oh wow, they ran the whole play before they snapped it for you.
Oh wow, bad overthrow.
Chris, where are you at?
I'm informed to snap it on 1st and 10. So yeah, I'm
What?
I'm significantly behind.
So, Toonses,
All right.
send him a different stream or something, man. He's a mile behind. He's still on the Niner game and shit.
Do me a favor, Drew. When they get to the line of scrimmage, you pause it,
Okay.
and then I'll say go when they snap the ball on my end.
Let's try that.
And then Chris,
Well,
you get caught.
They just
and then,
snapped it. I have to do it next play.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
nice
at the line of
hit.
scrimmage now.
Nice hit by Metellus. Hail to the victors, baby. That's how we teach them in Michigan, how to hit high.
Oh, I see. Michigan's going with 2 quarterbacks this year because if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any.
Come on, Ted. Ted. We're going to really start the Big Ten battle already? We had college football today, guys.
I know,
Is
it
that
was
beautiful
great.
or what?
All right,
And
Drew,
the
hang
back-
on. No,
All
pay
right, wait.
attention.
I'm pausing it. Okay, I'm paused.
All right, they're breaking the huddle now. Just getting to the line of scrimmage,
Hold on.
and I paused it. Chris, you tell me when they snap the ball.
Yeah, I just snapped for 2nd and 10s.
What's that?
What?
They just snapped it on 2nd and 10. So I'm waiting for 3rd. I'm waiting for 3rd down.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap.
So I'll tell you when they snap it.
Oh, I thought, God, you're like a full play behind
Dude,
us. Yeah.
If the
I bet.
nuclear bomb hit, me and Ted would be wiped out and he'd still be watching the game.
I would be.
Oh my God.
All right.
That
I
is
know. Nope. They're lining up on 3rd down now. So
oh my
All right.
I'll let you know.
that's
And Go.
All right, there we go. Little screen pass out in the flat, 3rd and 5.
Howdy.
Oh, is that 2 missed tackles? Did he get a first down out of that?
I don't think.
Are
think
we on the
got
right
there.
time now? We're all synced up now.
I think we are.
All right.
Yeah. we're
Nice
making it
effort by
4th and
Mike
1.
Boone, though.
Everybody watching, going, look at these schmucks. They
What a
don't
bunch of
idiot.
clowns. What a bunch of clowns.
We still look better than the Vikings did on that last series of tackles.
Did they hold them though? Man, that's some bad missed tackles right there, guys. Come on.
4th and 1.
Here we go. Buck it up, baby. Buck it up.
Looks like they're going for it. And why
They are
would
going
you?
for it.
It's a preseason.
And they're at our 41, so why not?
And,
Folks, for those of you joining
Get 'em.
us,
nope, not even close.
oh, jeez.
Kidding me.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Folks, for
Vikings
those of
are
you joining us, I meant to tell you at the top of the show, we're giving away 2 prizes tonight. We're going to give one away at halftime. We're going to give one away at the end of the game. All you got to do is just make a comment in the chat, say hello, good evening, whatever. Ruby's tallying that. She'll get your name on the list. We'll spin a wheel at halftime, then we'll spin a wheel at the end of the game. She'll let you go into the Vikings report prize vault and pick a prize. And we got over 30 prizes back in the prize vault now, don't we there, Drew?
50.
50. Like I said, we have over 50 prizes in the prize vault.
You know what? Last year we gave over 50 prizes away. We are the leading leaders of the prize giveaway. Here we go. Get him. Holding on Asamoah. Oh, Asamoah got hit in the leg. That is not good.
Is he down?
Yes, I saw it. I saw it live. Holy crap.
Yeah, there he is on the replay.
That didn't look good.
Oh, his own guy rolled up on him too.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
His own guy got blocked into him.
That is not good. We need that
No.
guy this year. But he's not getting attention, right? He's okay to get
Yeah,
up.
looks like he's getting up.
That's something we want to
Well, there's
avoid tonight.
timeout. I don't know. We'll see.
The Vikings have been avoiding that all preseason, those injuries. I don't think there's been anything major. We don't need to start tonight. We need to keep everybody healthy. And he's a big part of this team, that guy.
Thomason just says Asamoah looked at his own power back to the bench, limping a little bit.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound like it's anything too serious.
No. I'm telling you, that's the guy, Ted. By week 10, you and Chris Gates, who are joining me tonight on this awesome telecast, will be saying, man, I'm really glad we drafted that Brian Asamoah guy. He's good.
All I know is this, and it's the second defense, it's the third defense, and it's guys that, quite frankly, are not going to be in the NFL come Tuesday afternoon. So I don't want to be like that guy, but this defense not impressing me so far.
Not when you're giving up a 7-minute drive to open the game.
I think we can agree there's one irrefutable truth about preseason football.
What's that, Ted?
And this applies for all 32 teams. If you lose like more than a handful of starters, you're going to be a very, very bad football team.
Yes.
You're just not going to be any good.
You know what else? You know what else rules I live by?
What?
All I need are tasty waves, cool buds, and I'm fine.
So,
No, you're right. You can't have injuries, especially the Vikings. Man, they got questionable depth at this point. They're gonna have to keep guys. They're gonna have to spread the injuries out the whole season. They can't have a big cluster of injuries. They can't.
I mean, all that said, though, I'm really not too worried about the defense. You listen to or read stories and Twitter feeds and all that when they're practicing and in training camp. The first team defense feels like they're going to be pretty good.
Okay.
And I think they might even be a little bit better than average.
Sorry.
They might be a little bit better than average because it's a new look, and I think the first 2 or 3 weeks are going to be an advantage for them in terms of nobody seeing these looks before, bunch of new players. I think it's going to help them before what they put on film gets, other teams can scheme against and get caught up on and all that stuff. But yeah, I would like the reserves to just look a little bit better. A lot of missed tackles, very sloppy, poor coverage. Not good. I mean, because you're looking at guys like Chris Boyd, Josh Metellus, back of the roster guys that Drew, you said are fighting for a spot, and they really have to play a good game. And so far, I'm not seeing it.
Everything on defense looks pretty vanilla to me. I mean, they're not running any stunts or any blitzes or anything. I mean, you got to kind of let it go tonight and see what's. There's another third down. There's another third down to see if we can get off the field, and we can't.
And they can't.
Nope. First and goal.
But I think we're synced up with our game, though, right?
Yeah,
now?
We are finally, I believe.
Yeah, I believe we are.
Okay. The deal with the defense is, and Ted, I think they're going to be better because there's a lot of talent on the defense, and I think if they stay healthy, they can be better. How quick are they going to pick it up completely? The read, react. How quick are they going to gel together as a defense? I said it's going to take a month into the regular season for them to really get clicking and know where they're going to go, and hopefully they can keep it together by then. But the reason you switch to the 3-4 from the 4-3 is that it's a defense that could be you could disguise a lot more. It has a lot more chance for big plays. That's why you switch to the 3-4 to begin with.
All right, first and goal here. Let's see what the Vikes can dial up, if anything.
Nice.
Interception! Woohoo!
Oh, good. We're in sync. We're not the band in sync. We're in sync with our video. Okay.
Otamendi, there's a guy that's fighting for a roster spot.
Otamendi. Now, listen, that's a guy who's going to be gone unless he has a really good night tonight. He has to have a premier night, Chris Gates, or he's out the door.
And 43, that's not Nate Wright. Who was that? Who was that on the interception?
That is Luigi Villain again.
Luigi.
Is that Luigi?
Yeah. What's the matter for you? Yeah.
He got a fumble recovery last week.
And he was an undrafted free agent, correct?
Yep. I believe he went to Wake Forest, but I'd have to look that up to be 100% sure on that.
Knowledge?
But yeah, UDFA.
So the Broncos, so this has got to be kind of the Broncos go 90 yards? And
yeah,
90.
Yeah.
Because they started on the 3, got to the 8. I do math. I don't know how that works out. I'm not a math major.
Let's see. Yeah, about 88, 89 yards.
I don't know. We don't know math. We know weights. Luigi made the interception, but whoever made that deflection really made the play. That was a really good play. 46? 46.
Let me look at the
one of us has to get the roster in front of us because I don't have
it. Got it.
Okay.
Got it in front of me. We're good. That was Miles Dorn with the pass defended.
Miles Dorn, who's been on the preseason team since 1994. I mean, he's going for it this year. He's going to make it.
Dorn, you got to make plays like that if you want to make the team. And he's one of those guys that's right there on the bubble. Plays like that could be the difference between making the roster and not. So
yeah, definitely.
Now let's hope Sean Mannion doesn't go 3 and out.
Yeah, I was going to say the downside of a good defensive play means that now we get to watch Sean Mannion lead the offense onto the field.
I can't stand Sean Mannion. I don't really know how else to say it. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I don't want to see him out there at all. I know, Ted. And if he makes a team, it's more the gloom. We don't need the gloom around here. Welcome, everybody, into the chat. I wanted to let you know that we're watching you, and if you have any questions, and I hope you're enjoying the game so far. I hope you're enjoying the telecast, and we're having a good time, and we're happy you're here.
Yeah, it's really cool that you're all spending Saturday night with us when you could be out doing literally anything else. Yet you're here watching a football game with a preseason football game with us, a game that doesn't count, but we appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, hang on. I gotta refill my beverage, boys. Hang on, I'll be right back.
What's your beverage tonight, Ted?
I got some Captain Morgan with me tonight.
There you go. A little spiced rum for you. What about you, Christopher Gates?
I don't have anything at the moment, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to change that here shortly.
Here we go. First down. Fumble. Really? Come on,
they're gonna
Chris.
say he was down. No, I think they're gonna say he was down.
No, I think they're going to say we recovered it.
Was that
Either way, you don't want to fumble on the first play.
Vikings get a turnover and Wangu fumbles right away. Awesome.
Oh, great job.
Oh, no, that was a fumble.
That was a strip job by 95. Whereas Pac-Man Jones would say, script club.
Make it rain, baby.
I headed down to the script club for the buffet. Sure, Pac-Man, the buffet. Come on, man. You do something.
Ooh, that's a nice catch.
Oh, wow. Nice throw and
Nicely
catch.
done.
Well,
Amir Smith-Marset.
Amir Smith-Marset.
Am I behind them now?
I don't know.
Nice.
I think he's got a roster spot locked up, but
Smith-Marset? Oh, yeah. He's wide receiver number 4, I think.
yeah, the Vikings are they got a lot of really good young talent, guys. They got a good young core of players.
I'm impressed with their young talent that they have. Yes, I agree.
Way to get out of the hole there. First down. Go!
Oh, Wangu.
Wangwu.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody
Wang
Wangu
Chung
tonight.
Guess Chris doesn't want to get in there on the vocals with us.
That was a heck of a cutback on that run. That was impressive.
I thought you were going to.
What about our singing? Wasn't impressive?
I'm not Wang Chunging over here, unfortunately. My apologies.
When's the last time you Wang Chung, Ted Glover?
Oh,
Last night. And twice this afternoon. First down, Vikings.
Yes! Wangwu's he's a workhorse tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Workhorse.
So one of the guys that isn't playing is Madison, Alexander Madison.
Right.
So that would tell me he's got the backup running back spot behind Cook locked up. Are you going with Wangu or Ty Chandler as your third running back or fourth running back? Who you got for running back 3 and 4?
Let Chris answer that.
I think honestly, I really don't know. I'd probably go Wonglu at 3 and Chandler at 4, just because there is a little bit more of an experience difference there. On the other hand, you might not want to Wonglu out there too much because he is the kick returner and he might be the best in the league at that already. But yeah, I think Wonglu's the number 3 guy as it stands right now.
All right.
But you got to play the receiving role into it. I think Chandler gives you a little bit more shake and bake out there on the edge as a receiver. I really do. It's a hard call for me. Both those guys are really good.
I think they're both going to play bigger roles in the offense as the year goes, as the season progresses.
You think Madison's going to get phased out more and more, or?
I do. I mean, look, Madison reminds me of Leroy Horde back in the late 90s with the Vikings.
Oh, the Michigan running back.
Yeah, I'll freely admit it. He backed up an Ohio State running back, but we're going to split. We're not going to split hairs here.
Come on, man.
But Leroy Horde was just a tremendous between the tackles guy. He had that famous, if you need 3, I'll get you 3. If you need 7, I'll get you 3, or whatever it was. Quote. I love Leroy Horde, if nothing else, for that quote. Mannion. Oh, look at this. Pocket presence. Look at him. Look at him go.
Dumbass. You got to play it better than that. Come on.
Hey, a couple of personnel notes. Apparently, Paul Allen just said on the broadcast that Nick Mullins is not going to play tonight.
Okay.
And the Vikings have ruled out T.Y. McGill with an ankle injury.
Oh.
Have you heard anything about Asamoah? And if you do, could you let everybody know and let me know? Because I'm already worried about it.
Just that he was apparently back out on the sidelines with his helmet on, trying to run off the injury. But I think he's going to be all right.
Okay, that's a good sign. I'm telling you, that guy is the really important parts of this team. May not seem like it now, guys, but we haven't started the regular season yet. That guy's been all over the place. That guy's been great to watch.
But like, so going back, anyways, I think Horde was like this tremendous between the tackles running back, and I look at Madison that way, and I think these one-trick pony guys in today's offenses, especially with the offense that Kevin O'Connell's brought over from LA, he'll be a good short yardage guy, but like a true short yardage 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 guy. I think when you're looking at 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 and more, they're going to look at Wangu and Chandler more than possibly Madison, but that's just kind of me.
It makes sense. There we go.
Ty Chandler breaking a tackle.
I'm telling you, that guy has great vision. That's what he is right there.
Yeah. Nice cutback too.
That's why you can't count him out already.
No.
I mean, he's impressive.
Okay, so now let's go here. CJ Ham's not playing, obviously.
Nice little drives the Vikings have put together, by the way.
So far it is, yeah. So with with Cook, Madison, Wangu, and Chandler, does CJ Ham's status come into doubt?
I don't think it does. I think what the heck happened there? I don't think he's in any danger of not making the roster.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the team. I think O'Connell has a special package of plays already worked in for CJ Ham. I do. And I think he's made the team. But
you're probably right.
And then people look back to, well, the Rams never used a fullback. The Rams never used a fullback. You know what, Ted? They didn't have a fullback like CJ Ham, or they would have been using the fullback.
Well, and that's what Kevin O'Connell said. The reason we didn't use a fullback is I've never had a fullback this good before, and we're gonna find ways to use him. So I kind of believe him when he says that.
Was that a flag on us?
Schlotman double clutch.
Come on, Schlotman. I like the way this guy runs. He looks like he's a little bit too upright, but he hits the hole with power, Ted.
Ty American Gigolo Chandler.
No, he just look. Some guys just run more confident.
Yeah,
like Leroy Horde, the guy you just mentioned, very confident runner. So I like Ty Chandler. He was a really good draft pick. What do you think about Ham, Ted? Do you think he makes it?
Yeah, I think I said last week on our live show if there was going to be a surprise cut, like one of those whoa kind of cuts, it would be Ham. But that's kind of a hot take-ish kind of thing. I think he.
That
should have been a touchdown.
That would have been 6 points.
Yeah,
is that outlaw Josie Wales?
No, it's Ed Marinero, number 49.
I just assumed Marinero was still in Vegas giving his speech for the draft.
He's still at the podium.
What about Ed Marinero with that speech at the draft? Man, oh man. Why would you throw that ball in there?
Because it's Sean Mannion.
That's terrible.
Kirk wouldn't have made that throw.
So Wright's wearing 66 for now, but I think they're going to make him change before the first game.
Yeah, and so why is that? Because you got defensive linemen wearing single digits now.
Nice punt.
Defensive backs.
It's just the way the NFL did their number rules.
Who cares what number the punter wears?
I want him to wear 66.
We don't even care if a punter wears a helmet. Who cares what number he's wearing?
I think all punters and kickers should wear single bar face masks, like Fred Cox used to.
I can't wait for the commercial to come on. You better hammer down. You're going to be greasy side up. I love it. I don't know why I love it so much.
What?
You'll see it. It's Pat Mahomes. It's in a commercial. It's on this channel. You'll see it. I'll point it out when it happens. It's a promo for DirecTV and Patrick Mahomes is on it. It's a great commercial.
Okay.
I don't. I let everybody wear whatever number they want. I don't care what number you are. That was a great punt, though. The drive kind of petered out, but we're all sucking stringers here, so at least
it wasn't bad. I mean, at least the Vikings were able to generate some yards and get out of the shadow of their own end zone and flip field position. So sometimes the drive is productive without scoring points. But I still wish they'd have gotten into field goal range.
Hey, say we're keeping 5 wideouts. You guys, give me your wide receivers real quick while we're on commercial break.
You want me to go, Chris, or you want to go?
I'll go ahead. It's going to be Jefferson, Thielen, Osborne, Smith-Marset, and that fifth spot is a little tricky at this point. I'll go ahead and go with Tristan Jackson.
Woo!
That's a good take. I like that take.
I agree on the first 4. For whatever reason, the Vikings seem to really like BC Johnson. I really haven't heard his name called in practice. I haven't heard he hasn't really made a standout play. I see what Drew's doing. I see what you're doing. But I think they like his veteran presence. I would take Jalen Naylor. I barely even know her over Tristan Jackson because Drew, you've mentioned it more than once that Keenan McCardle said, I want this guy. I want you to draft this guy. I can work with this guy.
One more personnel update. Troy Dye is out for the rest of the night too with a foot issue. So the Vikings now have 2 inside linebackers active in Brian Asamoah and Nick Quing.
So
Well,
Troy,
ladies,
so
hang on.
Troy Dye is dead. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he's dead necessarily.
I don't know if you've noticed, ladies and gentlemen, but on our screen, we've got the one, the only David Stefano.
Hey, guys.
Dave, will you turn down the volume on your TV?
Yes, sorry.
That's all right.
Come on, Dave.
You're like a radio calling guy. Hey, could you turn? We're getting a lot of feedback on your radio. Would you mind turning that down for
But
us?
I'm the one usually yelling.
The guy,
We got Dave
your
from Austin
fan
checking
on.
in.
the guy produces 172 shows a week, and he can't remember to turn his volume down.
Get your
If you recognize him from the Vikings blogosphere, it's because he's on 42 times a week on like 112 different shows on the
That's
Climbing
right.
the Pocket Network. David Stefano, he runs his own show, Two Old Bloggers. He produces like 100 others, and he is a longtime dear friend of mine. Buddy, how are you doing tonight, man? Good to see you.
I am doing very good. It's a little discouraging watching this game the way it's worked out, and that we've got some dinged up players already. But hey, it is what it is. Mannion being Mannion.
What are your thoughts on the preseason so far, buddy?
I don't like the fact that I haven't seen the ones play yet. I understand the philosophy behind it. I want to see Ed Ingram win that right guard job, but we got Jesse Davis in, so it's different. It's different than what we're used to.
What I want you to give me one thing nice to say about Kevin. One thing nice to say about Kirk Cousins. You have to say one nice thing about Kirk Cousins.
Oh man, he wasn't ready for this.
And then you have to say one nice thing about Kevin O'Connell. And then the floor is yours.
Kirk Cousins has great arm talent.
Okay, that's fair. He does.
He does. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And I know you're still I know you're still in the bunker with Zimmer in the last days. I know, but you got to say something nice about Kevin O'Connell, buddy.
Kevin O'Connell, I love the attitude that they've brought to the squad so far this year. Of course, we joke about the collaboration and cooperation and all the kumbaya stuff, but there is an actual attitude change, and I do appreciate that.
I do. That's a good point. I don't know about you guys, but it really seems like you said they talk about collaboration effort, but it's just a different feel, like from years past when you had like Zimmer being confrontational with the press, and it was cool for a couple of years, but it just kind of grated on everybody after a while. It's
O'Connell time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, well, I mean, let's see how Kevin O'Connell acts if the Vikings start 0-4, 0-5. That's a very good point. Or they're 3 games under 500 with 4 to play. That's a very solid point. Yeah, we're getting the Broncos feed here, so they're showing us something about some guy named Greg Dulcich who's not going anywhere after this game. Probably.
Dulcich ran a 4.640 at the combine. 18 reps on the. Never mind.
I ran a 4.640 at the combine.
250-pound rookie. Sounds like Ryan.
Dave,
oh, here we go.
Dave Stefano, where did you run the 40? What was your 40 time back in the day? Dave was a great player, by the way, for those of you looking in.
Back in the day, I was not exceptionally fast. I was very quick. Probably around 4.6.
Shocker, because you look like a speed demon on screen.
They timed you on a sundial, man. Shut up.
There was times I could fly, and there was times I couldn't.
All right.
Well, we go a lot of ways with that.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Vikings, shut them down. Been an interesting first quarter.
Man, wide open.
Now, what do you
Is
guys
that Boone? Is that Boone? Okay, I'm sick of seeing Boone.
It was Mike Boone. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. What'd you have?
What do you think of keeping the 33 players out? And then some of them look like, and you discussed it earlier, Surratt, Chesina, that like they didn't make the team. But yet we have Jesse Davis and Chris Reed showing that they're going to play. Jesse Davis has started at right guard for this game. What does that mean? Is there still a competition at that? Do we see Chris Reed come in at center?
I don't think Reed played in either of the first 2 preseason games, did he?
No,
I don't think
they
he did.
both
He was hurt,
had
but-
elbow, arm injuries,
Yeah.
boo-boos, but they're both, quote, healthy for this one.
Great question.
It doesn't bother
So-
me. I don't care.
I know the last time we got together, I mentioned Reed as my kind of surprise guy that's not going to make the team because
Uh-huh.
it looks like Schwartzman has kind of locked himself in as the number 2 center at this point, and Jesse Davis is going to be the second guard behind Ed Ingram. So I don't see Reed's spot on the roster anymore, to be honest.
David Stefano, who is
And
going
he
to be
might
the who's the center of this team week 1? Who's snapping the football starting week 1?
Unfortunately, it's going to be Bradbury.
Okay. It's a defining definite answer right there. I like that.
And okay, let's talk about Garrett Bradbury.
Let's do it.
I know the Vikings the Vikings offense led the league or were worse than the NFL, however you want to phrase it, in 3 and outs last year.
Yeah.
But they were still a very productive offense.
Yes.
They were borderline top 10, 10th or 11th, I think, in total yards, right up there in points. And they were playing with a head coach that looked upon the offense as a leper colony and an offensive coordinator that wore diapers on the sidelines. He was so young.
Yep. Fresh out of coloring.
Oh, that's great.
That's the kind of information we really don't need to know. I mean,
but they still had a productive offense in many respects. Could they have been better in areas? Yes, they could have. So now you bring in a guy from the Rams, very good offense, very offensive-minded, modern philosophy coach. Why are people, and I've been guilty of this, but I've been thinking about this a lot the last week. Why are people fretting over Garrett Bradbury? If the Vikings offense was good with Garrett Bradbury at center last year, and he wasn't a great center, and now they have a better offensive coach that can get even more production out of the guys that are currently there, why do we care that Garrett Bradbury is below league average or bad?
Very fair question.
Because it might mean the difference between a top 10 offense and a top 5 offense. If you look at the final 4 going into the championship games, all those offenses
and they're gonna flag
top
it for
5.
You think that the center play is a difference of 5 spots on offense then, Dave?
It could equal up to 2 sacks a game. Yes.
Miles Dorn just rocked the dude, and he's going to get penalized for it.
That brings up a good point, though. If we were rolling along offensively with him in there, why can't we roll? Because we're going to have a better right guard.
We're going to roll better this year than we will last year because there's going to be better scheming. And I hope the new offensive line coach works on Bradbury's technique. We look at Chapman and go, wow, look at Chapman did so well last week and the 92 rating, right? He has technique, right, to do it. He is the exact same size as Bradbury. It's not a size issue. It's a technique issue. If
that's what she said.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If the new O-line coach can improve his technique a little bit, plus the scheming around him, having Ed Ingram on the right, a better Ezra on the left.
Come on, damn it.
Oh, my God.
Just by default, the offense should get better. But if we had an even better center, I think we're top 5.
Well, you're not going to go get one now.
I know that.
And
J.C. Tretter's suing the Vikings.
No, he's not. That was completely fake. Yes, that was a fake tweet.
Oh, good.
All right. Since we're here, since you brought up he who shall not be named.
What are you drinking, Dave?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Tequila.
Oh, Christ. You got about 5 minutes. We're going to have to kick you off.
Holy cow, he means business tonight. David Stefano bringing the tequila.
I told you on the pregame show, the beer was just getting me primed for this show tonight.
Sackles, baby. Sackles.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a nice pass
Nice play by
breakup.
Chris Boyd.
Yeah, nice play by Chris Boyd right there.
So the player of the game so far is Miles Dorn. Is that his name, Miles? Miles Dorn looks like Joey Browner out there, Ted. Dave Stefano?
Yeah, I see that. And he's one of the guys we cut today.
Oh, you did cut him. Dave did his cut list earlier. I saw his cut list.
Yeah.
He cut he cut me and you, Ted. He cut us all. He cut everybody.
I didn't cut you guys. You guys.
Speaking of cuts, give me one cut. Give me one cut from the offense and one cut from the defense that might be kind of an eyebrow raiser, Dave.
Oli Udoh on the offense.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I cut him, but
So
I was on the fence.
You got Vidarian Lowe over him then?
No, but I want Vidarian Lowe to make the practice squad, no matter what. I am keeping the 2 starting tackles and what's his name as backup.
What's his name? Yeah, of course.
What's his name?
Yeah, hey, that's what happens.
Speaking of which, you shouldn't be on the fence if you're having that much tequila. Stop them, Vikings. Here we go. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
Oh,
looks like a blitz.
Yes.
Another nice pass breakup. Was that Chris Boyd again?
No, who's 29? Is that Boyd?
Yeah, it's Boyd.
Nice.
All right. Who on defense, Dave?
Drive.
Dave, give me a
The 2
defensive.
starting tackles and Brandel are going to be your backup tackles.
Okay.
Jesse Davis, who I listed as an interior offensive lineman, can play tackle if he has to.
Really?
So that would
you
be
think
your
you think they'd swing him out like they won't keep 4 tackles? You think they'll only keep 3 and keep Davis as like the utility guy along the line?
Right. I think they keep 9 offensive linemen.
Okay.
Miss it. Damn it.
And
All right,
down the middle.
Give me your cut on defense, Dave.
Surprise cut on defense?
Yeah.
Let's see. We are looking at probably. I found it interesting that Jonathan Bullard isn't playing tonight. I thought he was close to the bubble. Troy Dye.
Wow, that's kind of a spicy hot take, Ted. Chris, what do you think? Chris, what do you think about that?
I got to agree with Dave. I mean, Dye just hasn't been that impressive this preseason. He's looked like and I know you said during the Raiders game that he might not have been out of position as often as I thought he was, but yeah, he just hasn't impressed me. I mean, he's in his 3rd year. He should be significantly better than he is, and yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he makes it.
Yeah, but after I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, Kendricks, and then the other guy, the other inside linebacker, Jordan Hicks. After those 2, without Dye, who are you going to? Who's going to be Asamoah?
You have been rubbing Brian Asamoah down in body lotion all off season.
He's my favorite draft pick, Ted.
God, what you've been giving him erotic massages on this show. And now you're just like completely ignoring him.
No, I'm not ignoring him. I'm saying, does the linebacker group look thin after the starters? The inside guys, the inside linebackers.
I'm kind of with Chris and Dave here. Troy Dye hasn't impressed me. He flashed a little bit last year, but I never thought I never thought of him as a guy ascending in his career. He just seemed like a guy to me.
Sure.
And when they drafted Asamoah, I kind of thought that was sort of a shot across the bow to guys like Troy Dye.
Okay. That makes sense.
And so I could see why. I mean, I know Troy Dye started off as like the top backup to Hicks and Kendricks in training camp, but I can also see why guys, Dave and Chris, think he's going to be cut because he just really hasn't played very well. And Asamoah, in my opinion, has really looked good in preseason so far.
Gary Zimmerman.
Yep.
That's my guess.
Yep. That's exactly who it is. Oh, wait, Teddy Bridgewater. No, it's got to be Bridgewater. No, that's Gary Zimmerman.
I mean,
Dave,
What?
before you get out of here, I don't know when you're getting out of here. You give us a lot of shout outs over there at the 172 shows you produce a week. Which still, I don't know how the hell you do it.
How do you have time? You like
know what?
25 days, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week.
It's got to be meth. Kilos of meth being shipped into Dave's house because he's out all day, every day. And he not only produces the shows, he has graphics. He does these write-ups. He does a lot. He's not just producing, hitting the button and going. He's producing all the way around. So, but he's always giving us shout outs. He's always, Ted said this, and we talked about this on Vikings Report, and tune into Vikings Report. So first I want to send you a mug, but I know it's not going to be filled with coffee, Ted.
No, it won't.
Well, actually, you see that
Oh, go back to
Viking
Night Stalker.
gnome over my right
Oh,
shoulder?
wow.
Yes.
Greg Kovac with that. Yeah.
That is where your mug will probably sit.
Oh,
We like having our mug on shows. That's our mug. So I'm sending you a mug because you deserve it for all the help that you give us and that you're such a great dude. And I also have one more gift you don't know anything about.
Okay.
oh, wow.
Who's your
What's your
favorite
name?
Viking of all time? No. Who's your favorite Viking of all time?
Jimmy Klein saucer.
Oh, hear what he said? I am sending you a signed Jimmy Kleinsasser 8x10.
Kovac
Thank
running
you.
strong.
There you go, Dave. I knew that's your
Appreciate
favorite
that.
player. It's signed by him. He's a great dude. He was one of the greatest Vikings ever, and I know he's your favorite player. But I'm sending you this and the mug for all of the help and support that you give us for our show. And I want
I
you to know that
appreciate
me and Ted and Chris, we all appreciate, especially, we all appreciate what you do. So, you know, we like prizes. We like
Hey,
to
we're
give
all
out
part
prizes.
of the Daily Norseman team.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
The Grand Poobah brought us all together.
Yeah, he did.
Meow, meow.
Look, if it wasn't for
So
look,
am
we
I
should do
supposed
like
to
a
apologize now, or
That's all your fault.
look at that.
Wow.
Manion's pass got batted down. Everybody drink. No, like we should do like a quick "It's a Wonderful Life" because if Chris Gates had never been born, this show wouldn't be happening right now.
That's right.
Maybe you shouldn't have been born. No, wait, I didn't say that. I'm kidding.
This is great. This is great getting together and doing some Viking stuff. I will get those things out in the mail to you right away.
Are you guys, because this is preseason and we're sort of tired of it, are you thinking of week 1 already?
Yes.
nice catch.
Who is that? Is that Naylor?
Shayla
Yeah.
Naylor, I barely know her.
Yeah.
Naylor.
Nice pass
See,
by Mannion.
And Naylor has made 1 or 2 plays like that a game the entire preseason, and yet the Vikings still keep talking about not Emir Smith-Marset, BC Johnson, and I don't.
No. But
BC
I agree with
Johnson's
Drew
not
on that
making
one.
the team.
What's
Dave,
that?
what Dave say? Go ahead, Dave. Tell him.
I agree with Drew on that one.
What's that?
BC's going to get cut.
Look, I don't cheer for anybody to get cut, but I just nice run by Ty Chandler.
Vikings are looking strong right now.
That's
I
a
don't.
really nice drive.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm not a BC Johnson hater, but when you get
No,
look at Naylor offers so much more potential. At
Well,
this point, it's potential, isn't it, Dave? It's potential of what
Yeah,
could
when
happen
you're getting that far down in the wide receiver depth chart, I want potential. I want upside. I don't want a guy that's, we know what he's going to give and it's adequate, but it's done after the end of this year. Plus, with Naylor, I want him catching punts.
Yeah.
and like again, like you said, I don't dislike BC Johnson, but I just don't see how he has separated himself from guys like Naylor and guys
He
like
hasn't.
Tristan Jackson, and I just still see him above them in the depth chart, and I'd like to know why. Because Chris, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No. Nice. Ty Chandler again.
Look at him.
Wow.
Go, baby. Yeah. That guy. Yes. How can you cut
First and
that
goal,
guy?
Vikings.
You can't. You
You
can't.
can't cut him. You can't cut him because he gives you that right there. That's what he gives you. Man, what a run. What vision on that play. He saw it. He went for it.
Okay, hang on. Before the Vikings score a touchdown here, I want to relay this from Nick Howard.
Yeah.
Ravens mascot tore its ACL during a youth halftime game and had to be carted off the field, which I was joking. Thoughts and prayers to the mascot, but man, that's funnier than hell. I don't care who you are.
Do we treat them Ragnar then, or how does that work?
Manu looks like Fran Tarkinen on this drive. What's going on with him?
Oh, you just jinxed him.
Chandler makes it, right, Dave? Chandler's on the team.
Hey,
Yes.
Dave, we'll let you go after this drive. I want to get your thoughts on the backup quarterback. You want Mannion? Well, I mean, we know it's going to be Nick Mullins. A, do you think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks? Do you want it? If they do you want it to be Mannion or Mond?
If they keep 3, I want it to be Mond because of the upside. My preference is they keep neither Mannion or Mond, and it's just we go with 2.
Did you have them down only at 2 quarterbacks in your final show today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Reason being, I'm done with Mond. I don't think. Yes, it takes 3 years to develop. He missed part of last year, the whole in the doghouse, the whole COVID. But I've seen enough. He's not going to develop into a starting quarterback in this league, and you'll be lucky if he develops into a decent backup.
That sounds familiar.
Right. 3rd and goal. Where's Matt Asiata when you need him?
What a terrible call. You got to pass it there. Come on, man.
Jeez.
It's the preseason.
Jeez.
Jesus, what are you running it up the middle for?
How in
about-
the world did you guys get ahead of me?
Because
Well-
Dave, we're just ahead of you in every category.
Well, I don't doubt that. But I'm sitting here.
Except
I've got a
facial
screen,
hair.
Haven't touched it, and I was ahead of you
Yeah.
when I hopped on.
Except for facial hair and tequila consumption. Otherwise, we're ahead of you.
You guys want a spicy take?
Yes.
Yes.
Your 2023 Minnesota Vikings #1 running back is going to be Ty Chandler.
Woo! That is a spicy take.
Delvin Cook's cap hit goes up to $14 million
That-
next year.
That is spicy.
And Alexander Madison is not going to be here anymore. So Ty
Yeah.
Chandler is going to be your #1 guy next year.
Dave, how do you respond to that spicy hot take?
There's good logic behind it. Chris
Okay.
is on to something.
See, I was going to say it was going to be Wangu, but whoo! That take is so hot. I'm going to have to pour me another drink, gentlemen.
What is that? Hold it up. Hold it up. Let's give it
That's
some.
not captain.
It is
It is Captain.
It is
Private Reserve.
private
reserve.
stock.
They got
What's the
It just-
ABV?
Wang Chung.
It's 0.0.
Wang Chung gives you the kick return, and he's a very good running back in the backfield. I think there's more you can do with Ty Chandler. When I watch him get the ball in these drives, I know it's going against the backups. Something about his running style shows that he could be an every down back. That's what I see.
So you think Ty Chandler has more of a RB1 potential than Wangu as well, Drew?
Right now, I think he does.
Okay.
When you factor in the screen game,
Here we
I
go.
think he does.
4th and goal.
Get in there! Get in there! No, he made it.
Touchdown. He was in.
God, you better not.
Did he not make it?
Come on, Kovac! Christ's sake, you want to make the team? Oh,
Did he hold? Really? Did they hold him? Really?
they ran it up the middle the last 3 plays.
That sounds familiar.
Well, why did they just sign Matt Asiata for Christ's sake?
No, he didn't make it. God
We're
damn it.
getting
That's,
Are you? I don't know. I thought he did.
that's terrible. That is terrible. That reminds me of that. Hey, Dave, that reminds me of that rainy night in Seattle when they handed it to Madison and they needed 1 yard to ice the game
And he
away.
got a half. Yeah. That's a touchdown.
All right, buddy.
Oh.
My friend, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Drew's going to send out all that stuff to you. Continued success over on Climbing the Pocket. Continued success on Two Old Bloggers. And we hope to see you back around in our neighborhood soon.
Well, we will. And remember, at the 2-minute mark, we go live with the final score. So once you're done here, hop over on Climbing the Pocket, and it'll be Tyler Fornes and Jonas Tony Stark joining me tonight to discuss this wonderful fest in Denver, Colorado.
Tony Stark is dead.
Oh.
He died.
This is Jonas Tony Stark.
Oh, Jonas Stark. My bad. Sorry,
Hey!
Jonas.
But thanks, guys, for having me on. Tootses, you've been outstanding.
Shout out to Toonses. There you go, Toonses. Thanks, David, for being with us. Hanging
Take
out
care,
with
buddy.
us.
We'll see you.
See ya.
It's always fun having Dave.
Yeah, it is. Man, I don't know about you guys. I thought Kobeck looked like he crossed the goal line.
I don't like the call, Ted. I don't like it.
I don't like the call either. Well, I'm seeing
Preseason. Come on, it's a preseason.
Ryan saying Kevin O'Connell challenged
Show
the call.
Show a little creativity, Chris Gates. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Yeah, get some rollout or something besides just run gut. That doesn't make any
That's
sense.
just gutless. Come on, Drew. It's the third preseason game. There's no such thing. I am ready for regular football, but this game has been a lot better than that Niner game.
Oh, it was
Right now.
Yeah, it has. The Vikings offenses look pretty good, actually.
Both sides are giving full effort tonight, Ted.
Yeah, well, like you said, and I was kind of skeptical, but I think you're right in that, you got a lot of guys playing for their job.
Shit, he didn't get it. Let's see. Let's make our determination by this. The ball crossed the plane.
Oh, they gave it to him.
No,
Yeah,
he's over.
Yeah, that was he
Yeah,
was
he's
over right
over.
there.
He's
He was
over.
over right there. Touchdown, Vikings.
Call him, Ted. Call the president. Get him on that phone right now and tell him.
The president doesn't care.
Get Goodell on the phone.
No, Goodell can eat a bag of dicks. Ken. Roger Goodell stinks.
And the people partnering with us are going, what the hell did that guy just say?
Oh, he made it. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, last week we made this really big announcement. We are now affiliated with Purple Pain Forums.
Yeah.
We are like the official podcast of Purple Pain Forums. They got a lot of great stuff over there. One of their moderators, Dan, is going to be on the show here at halftime. We'll talk to him. He can explain their board and their message board way better than I can.
Oh, cool.
My poor attempt last week probably fell short. But they'll be on at halftime to talk about the collaboration and some of the cool games that they have. Really great place to hang out and talk Vikings with a bunch of different Vikings fans. It's a great board. I'm getting a little bit more involved over there, and it's really cool. It's got that old school message board feel if you've been around and trying to follow the Vikings since the early days of the internet, when message boards and the internet were kind of in its infancy. Places like Purple Pain Forums or board setups like that were the only place you could go.
Right.
And they're really, it's a really good community, and we're really, really happy to be affiliated with them, and can't wait to expand this from 2022 and beyond. So, all right, Joseph, kickoff out of the end zone. Vikings, isn't this the Vikings' first lead in the preseason?
I think it is.
Well,
I think it is.
they were ahead at halftime against the Niners. It was 7-6.
There we go. Yeah, you're right.
Ted, they've only scored a
Like the
handful
second
of points in the preseason. They haven't scored many points. They scored 7 last week? I don't know what they scored against the Raiders, 10 or something.
Yeah.
So
They had 20 against the Raiders. It was 26-20 because Mom had those two down passes.
Oh,
then I
yeah.
stand correct. Gary Zimmerman.
So it wasn't Teddy.
It wasn't
Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, Ted. You were wrong.
Huh.
Holding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God, dude, he's wide open.
Oh my goodness.
Who's
Somebody cover
37?
that guy.
Who's 37? Why are you playing 30
Well,
yards
I
deep?
think that was on Chris Boyd too. I don't know. Wow,
Yeah, but he was probably expecting the safety to come help him. I mean, where was the safety on that play?
Yeah, that's true.
The safety took the deep middle. That was
That-
Who's 37, Chris?
I totally misplayed it.
let me find him.
He's not on the, whoever it is, he's not on the team anymore.
No,
Come on,
I
man.
got the roster back up here.
50-yard gain on first down.
Wow.
Ridiculous. Get him!
37 is Mike. Yeah, he's not making the team.
He's Mike who?
Mike Brown.
Oh yeah, he's
Say,
done.
covers like Bobby Brown.
That's his prerogative.
You know what? I was gonna say, whatever receiver he wants to cover is his prerogative. He can do what he wanted to do.
You guys are the best. I picked the wrong Brown.
beat me by half a second, Chris. Well done.
That's good thinking, Chris. Chris is always thinking on his feet. You notice that, Ted? He's got that. He's got it down. Oh, yeah. Get him. There you go. Nice swarm tackle. I like it.
So what are we thinking of Chris Boyd's play? Is he making the roster? So you've got so let's look at the cornerback depth. You've got while we look at this flag here. You've got Patrick Peterson, you got Cameron Dantzler,
You got Andrew Booth
93
Jr.
on Twyman. You've got Booth, you got Shannon Sullivan,
That's 4.
Caleb Evans is 5, and then you've got Boyd and who else?
Ty Smith is still there. Remember they brought him back last week. They cut him and then brought him back.
Yep.
I think they brought him back. Didn't they bring him back?
You got Nate Hairston. You got Dickerson.
Ted, I think Boyd is the next guy. Yeah,
Chris, you think it's Boyd?
I think after the 5 you mentioned, I think Boyd's probably the next guy up. He does a lot on special teams too, I guess. So yeah, he's probably your number 6.
he gets it. He gets it for the Drew reason. He's
Ruby,
the only guy left.
Ruby just published the or put a link to the Purple Pain Forums page on our site.
Cool.
Look, if you're watching the show, go check out Purple Pain Forums. If you're not signed up, sign up. It's just a great place to go and talk Vikings. They're just a good bunch of folks. Wow,
Untouched.
that was just untouched into the end zone.
Yeah, that's Swiss cheese.
Yay.
And if you're joining us in the chat from Purple Pain, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us. If you saw us from there and joined over here, appreciate it. Thanks for joining. We got almost 300 people in our chat room right now, so that's pretty impressive.
I plan on getting into the Purple Pain this week. This week was crazy for me, and I went over there and I checked out a little bit, but I need to go in there and really get the nuts and bolts of everything that's going on and get involved in their chat. But the website looks fantastic, Ted. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. It looks really organized. I just need to get more involved in it.
Really well moderated. They don't put up with a lot of trolls and garbage you see on Twitter and some other sites that really aren't well moderated. It's a really cool place to hang out and talk Vikings.
I'm gonna love that partnership, Ted.
It's going to be a really good deal, I think.
Better than that defense on that last play.
I was going to say, my goodness. All right, boys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back here momentarily.
Okay. Then I'll take a quick break after.
Yep.
What do you think, Chris?
That drive was as impressive as the Vikings' offensive drive was this last time around. That defensive drive was as unimpressive. That was
lackluster, pretty lackluster on that drive. You don't want to give the illusion that you're just giving up. I mean, they drove right through us on that drive. There wasn't really anybody standing up and stopping anybody on there. But this is going to be interesting the next 2 quarters to see who can separate themselves and maybe get, not even a roster spot, but a practice squad spot. I mean, at least you keep your foot in the door with the practice squad. And then, you've been watching football long enough, Chris Gates, when December rolls around, you're calling those guys because guys are hurt.
Oh yeah. I mean, and we're back to 16 guys on the practice squad this year. So there's plenty of spots to be had. It's just a matter of,
what did it used to be?
Coaches enough to, it was 10. And then I think it went to 12. And then after the whole COVID thing, I think they expanded it to 16.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who makes the practice. As much as the Vikings are thin at some positions, they're pretty fat at others. I mean, running back. I mean, you want to keep all those guys, but I don't know what to do at running back. But it's a good problem to have too many good players and not enough. So, I know Dave seems to think that Mond is done, and part of me agrees with that. And I said this last week in the Gallahorn group. We were talking Kellen Mond, and I said, I'm a bass player. I'm not a football expert. Never claimed to be. But as much draft stuff as I look at, As much breakdowns as I look at from the quarterback position, Chris Gates, I don't see Kellen Mond as being a starting quarterback in this league. He can't process things fast enough. It's all about processing things. That was Jeff Blake's problem and Andre Ware's problem. Processing things at the line of scrimmage, and he can't seem to do it. And I see enough of that, and I'm kind of with Dave. I think whatever you're putting in with Mond, you're putting it in to be a backup. I mean, you certainly can't spend a roster spot on a guy that's going to be a backup.
No.
So we're throwing Kellen Mond under the bus?
No, I kind of said that wrong.
Who's bringing the kickoff back?
That's Kovac.
That was Kovac the
No, Ted, I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm just saying that the flaws he had, there's certain flaws you have in college aren't fixable in the pros, except Josh Allen. Josh Allen was one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks I've ever seen at Wyoming. I watched his tape and I said, this guy sucks. This guy can't. He's throwing passes 15 yards behind guys. He's terrible, consistently terrible. He fixed his accuracy problems. So but it's not, that happens 1 out of every 200 guys. Accuracy doesn't get fixed. Josh Allen fixed it, and he's where he's at today. Kellen Mond can't look off the safety, too slow processing, go to check down too early. The game isn't moving fast enough for him, and you can't teach speed of the game. You can't.
No, you can't.
Speaking
of speed of the game, Kovac got eaten up, lost a couple yards. Second, 14.
Kovac's not going to make the 53. Does he make the practice squad, guys?
I mean, he might. They need to have a running back on there somewhere, I guess. But
do they? I mean, if they got 4 running backs on the roster, do they need one on the practice squad?
Ooh, nice play, Zach Davidson. That's a guy that needs to actually.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Nice job.
At least he caught it.
What Davidson that dropped that would have been like a huge gain last week?
It would have been like a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
But remember 2 years ago, Ted, he had that one-handed catch.
Oh, yeah, in training camp or in mini camp. That's right. People were rubbing themselves down with oil over that catch.
Remember at Vikings Report, we had the Chariots of Fire music going to the highlights? Remember we played it like that? Oh, great. A great Toonses production. There's BC.
They've moved Chris Reed to center, apparently.
What, is he playing center right now?
Yep. Got Kyle Hinton out there at right guard.
Look at this guy. What an idiot. You're going to get cut next Wednesday. Quit dancing. Honestly. Man. I think the center position is still a work in progress.
He got the moves like Jagger, but he got a roster spot like player 55.
Oh,
There it is! Get it!
would have
Oh!
Man.
been nice to get that catch. Yep, absolutely.
Come on, Mannion.
83 is Naylor, right?
Yes. Naylor.
Can't go to the well very often with that joke.
This is probably the best I've ever seen Mannion play in my life, though.
I think so. Yeah, it really is.
He's having,
is he giving you hope as like a potential backup quarterback?
That's damning with faint praise.
no.
He doesn't suck
right.
as much as he normally does. That's
Throw it! There we go. And there we go. Right on that note.
Oh, God. Terrible.
Nope, wait. Flag. There's a flag. I think this drive is going to continue somehow. Yep, defensive holding.
Nice. So let's talk about this defensive holding. This is something the NFL decided they want to emphasize. Every year they pick 1 or 2 penalties that apparently they haven't been called enough over the years, and they want to emphasize it to the NFL. And they seem to call it way more in the preseason to emphasize it. Do you think it's a trend that's going to continue? Oh, geez. Ty Chandler got stuffed for just a couple yards. You think it's a trend that's going to continue, or is it something that's going to die down once the regular season hits?
It's probably going to be one of those things that, it'll go for the first couple weeks or so, and then they'll just kind of forget about it and go back to the way it was, I think. The Vikings feed was just showing a montage of Harrison Smith just flattening people, which was kind of awesome. We need more of that. Now we're going to get a false start on that. Whoever's out there at left tackle right now.
61. Who was that? Is that Vidarian Lowe?
No, Paris. Guys, not making roster anyway. So Drew's gone. All right.
All right,
Hey,
Chris, what do you got for second and 14?
Davidson holds on to another one.
Oh, look at this. That's third manageable. Third and what, 6 or 7? That's not bad.
Yep, 3rd and 6. We're at the 2-minute warning, or we should be. Or did someone call a timeout? Clock stopped.
Oh, why did the clock stop?
I don't know. I'm a little confused. Yeah, I don't see anything saying that anybody will ever call the timeout there. I don't know.
I think Steve Levy, who's calling the game here on the Broncos broadcast, said the Broncos just called a timeout. Yeah, Denver called the timeout. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
3rd and 6. Let's go, guys.
Oh,
Come on.
they're giving Jalen Naylor his opportunities tonight. That's for sure.
God, Mannion's passes are higher than friggin' Snoop Dogg.
Okay, so now we're at the 2-minute warning. It's 4th and 6. Do we
Go for it? I mean, it's preseason, man. Go.
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
I'm with Ted on
No
that.
point in punting here.
No, somebody's hurt for Denver.
Unless you want to give Ryan Wright another, I guess. That makes sense.
So who has kind of stood out in this first half for you guys so far?
Well,
Zach Davis.
Ty Chandler's the obvious one, but
Yeah.
Ty Chandler.
Zach Davidson hasn't been bad.
Yeah, he's been all right.
Chris Boyd has kind of been, like in the when Chris used to let me write on Daily Norseman, I did my stock market report, and Chris Boyd would be like a buy and sell right now. He's made a couple of really great pass breakups, but then looks like he's got burned a few times and missed a couple tackles. So I'm not sure what to think of Chris Boyd, but yeah, Chandler for sure. Mannion hasn't been terrible.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, he's airmailed some throws.
Christ's sake, he's been in the league 8 years. Took him 8 years to figure out.
What about you, Drew?
All the guys you just mentioned seem to be standing out. It's when I watch these preseason games, it's alignment and it's tackling and just the real fundamentals. When I see guys missing tackles, that's what bugs me, and penalties. You want to get all that stuff taken care of before the first of the first regular season game. But I the guys you mentioned are the guys that have been standing out. I really like Ty Chandler. I really do. I think he's got a big future with us. And
he's been very impressive.
The Vikings look better tonight than their previous 2 preseason games, I think.
Definitely.
Which they should. They should be getting better as they go along.
I would agree.
Not much of a hot take. Spicy. I do have a spicy hot take for the second half, though.
Oh, you're going to wait till the second half?
No. Yeah, it may not be as good as that spicy take I just heard, but I do have a spicy take, and it's a tasty tidbit.
What's your tasty tidbit, brother?
You have to channel your inner Roscoe from the Deuce of Hazzard. My tasty tidbit is, by the time Halloween hits, the morning of Halloween, which is a day after we beat the Cardinals, on Halloween, the Vikings will be 6-1.
Woo!
I researched it.
Really?
And if it comes to tidbits, you know how I feel about tidbits. Really glad I said that right. I am a big believer in tidbits. I believe in that, and I said tidbits, right?
The Vikings punted.
Nice job, Ryan, right?
Nice punt.
6-1. 6-1 on Halloween.
Who do you got the loss against?
Week 2 in Philly on the Monday night game.
All right, that's fair.
That's the one game I think is going to be a loss, but I think we win all the rest. And that's my spicy hot take. I don't know if people are going to probably rip that in the chat, but I've been ripped. I like being ripped. Rip away. Rip me. I know Chris Gates doesn't believe me. He's going, there's no way we're going 6-1.
I think when we did the schedule show, I think I probably had them at about 6-1 after the first 7 games. I can't remember who I had the loss to, but I think, because I remember I had them starting 5-0. Yeah.
Good. I got it written in my notes.
I can't really disagree with that.
What do you think, Ted? Am I crazy?
No, no, you're crazy, but not for that reason. For me, I think this team can be a very, very good football team. I've said this. I think since free agency finished, and they made all the additions they did. For me, the thing is, and Drew, you've said this. Oh, well, Chris, you have too. Time and again, it's how quickly does the defense gel and start to play well? I think I said when we did our schedule show, I think I said 8-9 or 9-8 again. I think I said 9-8. They sneak in as a wild card.
Yeah, you had 9-8 on that show.
If the defense gets better faster, oh wow,
Cool.
that would have been a big gain.
Yes.
If the defense gets better faster, they can easily be a 10, 11, or even a 12-win team. So it's not impossible. And if you think, like I said earlier, that the defense might have an advantage the first few weeks because it's a new scheme, and teams like Green Bay aren't familiar with it. They've been used to Mike Zimmer for the past 7 years, and you've got a new 3-4 and a new guy calling plays and all that. It might be to the Vikings' advantage to get off to that hot start. So it's a hot take, but it's also a very reasonable take, if that makes sense to me.
Thanks. I'm glad you could elaborate on it, both you guys. I see Asamo is back in there, right? I saw him on that last play. That was him?
Yes, 33, I believe so.
Okay, good. That is a great sign to see him back out in the field. Look at Russell Wilson acting like he cares. Look at him. He doesn't give one rat's ass about this game. He's got why
do you have eye black on for a friggin' night game? Stop it.
Yeah, he's wearing a headset. There's music on that thing.
Stop it.
He doesn't care about this, but he has that serious look like he's trying to help the coach. Yeah, nice hit, baby. Nice hit.
That's a nice.
That's a nice play.
That's how you jar the ball loose. That was a completion.
Who was that, Chris?
That was Mike again, I think.
37. Who's 37?
Yeah, that was Mike Brown.
Beautiful play. Very nice play.
Sad he's not going to make the team, but he's making the most of his chances.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. This is another area that everybody's concerned with, including myself, the punt returner.
All right. So the Vikings will have
this one.
What is so goddamn hard about having a good punt returner?
Vikings will have decent field position.
Don't fair catch it. Don't
right
fair
around
catch it.
right around 1 minute and 2 timeouts.
fair called
Sean
it.
Mannion. Oh my God. Take us to the promised land, Sean Mannion.
You know, you look back, you look at Marcus Sherrills, and you look and go, man, talk about we were spoiled with that guy. That guy has proven to us that punt returner is a hard thing to find because he was exceptional at it. We haven't had anybody even close to Sherrills, Chris, since he's left.
No, not even close.
Okay. May I retort?
I don't know what that means, but you can speak.
The three biggest things we've been bitching about this training camp. Well, hang on. Let's see why the Vikings do here on first down. Sean, the
Come
goat
on,
Mannion.
man. Oh, he fumbled. What a douche.
Oh my
What a
God.
complete douche. Dude.
And
the real-
basically,
Right as we
that
talk,
basically,
we give some good words about Mannion. Look what he does, guys.
that basically does it for Sean Mannion's NFL career.
But that's what we've been saying for years, and he sticks around. Like that gum on the bottom of your shoe, the goddamn gum that won't come off. When you go on a walk, you step on that piece of gum and you can't scrape it off. Come on, man.
Oh, that's terrible.
You can't.
Who
do
gave
with
up
a
that sack?
minute left in the half? You got to protect the football better than that. Come on.
Who was 64 there? Was that Brandel?
61.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Brandel. And then 61 standing around
Absolutely terrible.
like
Come
he's
on, guys.
sitting around a 55-gallon drum in Queens over a fire, 2 o'clock in the morning, singing with his buddies. I don't know what the hell. Jesus, what terrible.
That wasn't how you draw it up, was it?
Oh man,
What were you saying, Ted? Something about punt returner?
it doesn't matter.
We're so professional. No, you said something about Marcus Sherrills or something. You were
Oh yeah. But that touchdown or that fumble was caused by Baron Browning. Folks, what college did Baron Browning go to?
no one cares.
Wasn't Michigan. That's right, it's Ohio State.
Oh,
Anyways,
God. Oh.
sorry. No, so like, here's the thing. The three biggest things we've been complaining about this training camp or worried about: backup quarterback, punter, and
Punt returner.
punter and now punt return. And like, here's my thing. Look, you have to be a complete football team to win the Super Bowl or be a good football team. I get it. But if those are your three biggest complaints, you're kind of sitting pretty, I'm thinking. I mean, like, your key positions are settled. Your offense is settled. Your defense is settled. You're looking at special teams and a tertiary position, which, look, I get if Kirk Cousins gets hurt, backup quarterback becomes important, but it's not important until it's important. And Kirk hasn't really gotten hurt his entire career. I just think we're wasting a lot of energy on stuff that in years past, we'd be worrying about. Christ, do the Vikings have a
Right.
decent third wide receiver or a good backup running back behind Dalvin Cook or a defense that's not going to suck? I mean, look at how far in a very short period of time the Minnesota Vikings have progressed. I just think we're worrying, and it's okay to be worried about those things, but like, it could be a lot worse, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
A great point. A few years ago, we were worried about Riley Reif being our left tackle with duct tape. We were hoping he could hold the left tackle position down. And you make a lot of sense. It's not like you're worried about the inside linebacker or the quarterback position. You got the three positions you mentioned aren't really, something you're going to stress over, but the important positions, they're all important, I guess, but you know what I mean.
And I know people are still worried about center, but here we go. Get out of bounds.
Come on, guys.
See, BC made a play. All right, Vikings called timeout. That's good.
No, you make good points, Ted. It makes sense. You know, if that's our biggest problem, we're sitting pretty good.
I mean, Chris, am I nuts there or what?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think this team has a lot of these super pressing issues at this point. And like you said, the stuff that we're complaining about is still is relatively minor compared to, like you said, what we used to have in the past. So yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to panic about right now, especially once we get the starters out there for a while.
I mean, depth is still an issue, I think, but
Yeah.
I think depth is an issue for just about every team in the NFL to some extent. But man, I kind of like roster wise. Oh, good Lord.
What are we doing out there?
Yeah.
Denver called a timeout. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, did Denver call timeout?
Yep.
Well, Denver call it
All right.
timeout. All the things you got to clean up at preseason, the penalties, people being out of position. That's what these games are for.
Are you worried that Dave brought this point up when he was on that he would have liked to see the first team play, but he understood why they didn't? Do you think maybe the first team playing in maybe tonight or last week would have been
nice grab?
What do we got here?
Hell of a
oh,
that's my boy, Ted.
Tristan Jackson. See,
Jackson, I called that a month ago. You better make
call a timeout. There you go. Timeout. There we go. Field goal range. Look, that was a pretty solid 2-minute drive to get into field goal range right there.
I like how he looked off the safety there and fired it. He did it.
Yeah.
That was a really good play by Mannion, but I don't want to. Every time I see he has a good play, then his thumb in his ass.
I mean, his throws have been cruising about 27,000 feet all night, but receivers have been going up to get him.
That was an impressive. This is a good drive for the Vikings. Let's see, they moved it down the field. Let's see if, not Cujo, see if he can hit the field goal here. Maybe bring us within a touchdown. Oh, you should hit this with the thin air.
He should have like 25 yards to spare.
Come on, Joseph. Make it happen, Captain. That's beautiful. Nice kick.
Right down the middle. 17-10 Vikings as we go to halftime. We got Purple Pain Forums coming on. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we will have Purple Pain Forums on. So we'll be I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right. It's all about the health, Chris. Keep this team healthy. I think we have some pretty good depth players, but I think there's also going to be some holes in the depth area. I'm not an expert, but I've always felt that you got on a scale of 1 to 10, your starters have to be like an 8 to 10 or a 7 to 10. Mm-hmm. And then your depth guy has to be like a 5 to 6, right around just a step off. And the problem teams run into is their starter, who's an 8 or 9, gets hurt and they bring in a 3. And that's what really hurts your team. And I know you can't have really quality guy at every single spot because of the salary cap and free agency and all that. But I think that
you don't have to resign yourself to having guys that are terrible as your backups either. That's what the preseason is for. So.
Right. And you know what, Chris? Back in May, I was a lot more worried about the Viking depth players than I am now.
Yeah, I can understand that. That makes sense.
I've seen some really good play from some backup guys, and that's what it comes down to. I mean, there's never been an NFL team that went through the whole season with no injuries. We know that. So there's going to be guys getting banged up, dinged up. They're going to miss time. You got to make sure the guy you're bringing in can get the job done. Because if they don't, you're just going to get run off the field.
No, absolutely. And, like we said, that's what the Vikings have been doing this preseason. We've seen a lot of, like you said, there are some positions where they have a lot more solid depth than they have in other positions. Obviously, running back position is super deep for this team and has 4 really impressive guys at that spot. So, it's just a matter of, developing guys at spots as well.
They're showing Tom Brady on the screen. honestly, what is up with Tom Brady, dude? How can you be that good at that age? I mean, it just defies everything.
It certainly does. I mean, I don't understand how he does it either, to be honest.
How many years is that guy going to play, Chris?
I mean, we thought he was going to retire this year, and then he changed his mind. So maybe this year's.
Well,
his
you
last
know
year.
what?
I have no idea.
He needs the money, Chris. He's
No,
not doing
obviously.
financially. He's not doing so good.
No,
His wife's a slouch. She didn't make any money, so.
no, she oh. Oh, that was terrible. I apologize.
He needs the money. Second job. Come on now.
Mhm.
I'm feeling good about this game. I'm looking forward to seeing Kellen Mond in the second half too.
Yes,
We had that,
definitely.
we had the good Raiders game last week. It was just atrocious, if you ask me. He lost all of his confidence last week. He didn't want to be out there. So this is like good, bad. We're going to see what he has tonight going forward. And I think he might be playing for his life the second half.
He might be. Yeah.
I mean, Mannion
he's
did.
definitely.
Mannion did well that first half. Minus
He
the
did all
fumble.
right. Yeah. Let's see here.
Do you have any surprise cuts, guys? You're going to see.
No, I mean, I got into Chris Reed a little bit and Troy Dye, and I mean, I don't think we're going to see a lot of huge surprises of guys that we expect to make the team that won't, quite frankly. So, no, I don't have any other huge surprises, I don't think.
The Vikings got a really good roster from start to finish. I think they do.
They do.
I mean, we haven't even be able to see any of the starters at this point. And man, that just opens up a whole new world for when we haven't seen any starters play. So in 2 weeks, we get to see Zadarius Smith and Hunter and Kendricks. I mean, it's like going to be watching a whole new team. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel really good about the backups, a lot better than I did a few months ago. I was telling, now that Ted's back, a few months ago, I was really worried about the depth, Ted. But I see we had a lot of good players now. I feel a little bit better about the backups than I did a few months back.
I am too. Yeah, I am too. And it looks like Dan is ready to come in from Purple Pain Forums. So Ruby, whenever you are ready, let's bring in Dan, and we will get the lowdown on this really awesome Vikings website we are now affiliated with.
Let's do it. Dan, chat.
So what else were your thoughts on the first half, Drew?
I was pretty happy with all the play I saw. It seemed like the Vikings were playing with some jump, with some intensity, and it seemed like they were really the big step up from the Niner game. Not a lot of penalties. Seemed like everybody was on the same page, and this has been the best they've played so far in the preseason. I do believe it.
I think so. Dan, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Dan, welcome to Vikings Report Rewind. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine. Trying to endure this preseason game.
Oh, I'll be glad when it's all over and ready, and we get past it and get to week one. First of all, thanks for coming on, Dan. You are one of the moderators over at Purple Pain Forums.
That's right, and content creator.
So, like we mentioned, and we've said a couple times, we are now kind of the official podcast of Purple Pain Forums. Purple Pain Forums is the official message board of Vikings Report, Drew and Ted. Dan, just take a few minutes to talk about kind of how your website developed and your message board and the stuff you do over there. It's just a really great place to go hang out.
Yeah, we've got a really strong community of passionate Vikings fans who are pumping out content. We've got a lot of usual frequent users who are popping on. We've got all sorts of great articles, some pretty advanced material. We got some stat wizards going on. As for myself, I do weekly depth chart previews where I do pro football focused depth charts of the team we're coming up against, and I make some predictions. I'm also working on a software project involving simulating football games. So that's something I'm going to be debuting every week this year. Yeah, that's a really fun project. But yeah, if you're listening and you'd like some more Vikings content, and maybe you're getting sick of the toxicity of Twitter, give Purple Pain a try.
I've been sick of the toxicity of Twitter for years. So now you also have a couple of really cool games going on. The Pick Six and Purple Pain Accountability. What are those games? And tell us about those and what you need to do to enter.
Yeah, so all you have to do is make an account to play in either game. There's no cost or anything like that. So Pick Six is simply picking 6 matchups a week. There's some rules like you have to pick, and you're just picking the winner, not picking the spread. So pick the winner of a division game. Pick an upset where you have to pick someone. I think it's who's favored by more than 6 to lose. And don't like to show off, but I have won that contest 2 of the last 3 years, and the reward is a free ticket to a Vikings game.
By all means, show off. This is your time, man. Show it off, baby.
I would like to have a little more competition this year. So,
oh man, not even out here 5 minutes, and Dan is already smacked.
You know what, Dan? I'm joining, so you ain't winning.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go.
So how did Purple Pain Forums get started? Yeah, how many folks you got in your community? That just basic, if you know that information, Dan, and how long have you been involved with the website?
Yeah, so I don't actually know when it started yet. You'd have to ask Melanie, the forum owner, that.
Okay.
I've been around for about 6 years. And if I could quick go back, the Purple Pain Accountability Contest, that's actually one that I'm running. And it's a pretty simple predictions contest. So if you've seen Score North, write that down. It's similar to that. People on our forum make predictions. We come back sometimes after a year or even a few years, and then we see who has the most accurate, who's, say, guess what teams are going to the playoffs or which player, I saw someone predicting a Caleb Evans goes to the Pro Bowl this year. So that would count as a very bold prediction. So yeah, and that's got some prizes involved, some cash prizes involved too. So
Nice.
So like when I win both those games, what you're telling me is I'm getting free tickets to a Vikings game and I'm getting cash.
That's right.
Another delusional Buckeye fan right there.
Now, what are some of the topics that you guys talk about? I know it's Viking centric, but you also have other categories and topics as well.
Yeah, we go over a lot of general NFL stuff as well. Are you talking about non-football or? Yeah,
just like popular topics and like some off-topic stuff that you guys might talk about as well.
Yeah, I'm actually not the best one to ask about that because I try to stay out of the off-topic stuff. Don't really like the political forums, but
that's probably the best way to do that.
Yeah. Well, I do notice that your board is very well moderated, and you talked about the toxicity of Twitter. And if you go to a lot of different, if you're on Facebook and social media in general, there are a lot of places where you try and have an intelligent discussion with people. One of the places I like is the Gallahorn that Drew created on Facebook. It's very small community, but it's very well run, and there's not a lot of that crap you see on Twitter. Purple Pain Forums is very much like that, and I think you guys do a great job of keeping out the riffraff, as it were. You've got great moderators, and you have just a really super community of very, very passionate fans, and I think it's something you guys should be very proud of.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we try to have as many quality posts as possible without being, overbearing Reddit moderators.
So it's like it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And if you're old school guys like Drew and Chris and I, in the early days of the internet, we grew up and sort of started following the Vikings when you were living out of market with places like K-Fans Rube Chat, old traditional message board. And it was okay, but it just really became very poorly moderated. And then you got more websites that are now more focused on articles and less community. I think Daily Norseman is still a very good football community to go hang out and talk about and discuss. But places like Daily Norseman and Purple Pain forums are just becoming fewer and farther between. And I just really love what you guys are doing over there. And I can't be more excited to be part of what you're doing and kind of being collaborative with you now and being your quote unquote official podcast. I know Drew and Chris, I think I can speak for all of us and say we're just tickled pink to be associated with you guys.
Hell yes. Tickled pink.
Tickled purple.
Thank you very much, Ted.
Is what we are. Tickled purple is
Dan,
what we are.
Hey, Dan, the Vikings have a shot at making the Super Bowl.
I'm thinking 9 wins this year. I've been a little bit of a wet blanket, so.
No, there's nothing. Being realistic doesn't mean you're a wet blanket.
Why are you thinking what's your reasoning for 9 wins, Dan?
Kirk Cousins gravitational pull to 500. It's kind of the main thing.
That is fantastic. Kirk Cousins gravitational pull to 500. That is beautiful.
Tremendous answer. What else? I'm sorry. What else did you say, Dan?
I was just saying we have a lot of discussions about Kirk and that gravitational pull, but I think this is a fairly good team, but I try to keep my expectations a little low because it can take time for a new regime, new head coach to get everything straight. So, I've seen like Vikings polls where people are saying 75% of fans are saying we're going to win 10 or more games. I think we need to slow down a little bit.
Fair.
Okay, that's a very fair observation. I just think the Vikings have the I see anywhere from 8 or 9 wins up to 11 if they play really well, 12. I there's a lot of unknowns about this team this year. One more question, we'll get you out of here. The second half starting. Kellen Mond's in the huddle. Who do you like for the backup quarterback? Do you think the Vikings are keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks? And if they go with 3, they keep it Mond or Mannion?
It's not going to be Mannion. No. I'm kind of torn. I'm torn on Mond making it or not. My last 53-man mock, I had him on, but after hearing this week in practice, he was exclusively with the 3rd team. I'm kind of thinking they're going to cut him, try to get through waivers. I feel, you know what? I'll make a prediction right now. I think he's going to get claimed on waivers.
Mond is? Kellen Mond? Okay.
Yeah, he'll be another team's 3rd-string quarterback. There is a little precedent for 3rd, 4th-string quarterbacks to get cut and then get claimed. So that's what I'm thinking.
You know what? Dan is bringing it tonight.
He's bringing the sauce.
Excellent job. Excellent job. Who's better? Who's going to win the Big Ten, Michigan or Ohio State? Tell me, Dan.
No, I don't watch a lot of college football, but I kind of have to say Ohio State.
There you go. There you go.
Cut him off.
There you go. You're getting cut off no matter what your answer. That's like the Kobayashi Maru if you're a Star Trek fan. No matter what answer you picked, it was wrong.
I'm loving this info Dan's sharing with us. It's really
Dan,
good.
thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the second half, and can't wait to work with you guys over at Purple Pain Forum some more.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Ted.
Take care, Dan.
See you, Dan.
See you later.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, was that Kobeck?
Who dropped that? Oh, it's news.
Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag.
I am not amused, Ted.
Defensive holding? Oh, and they're saying offensive. It looks like a decline it.
That's right in his hands. That's right in his hands.
Kobeck, don't who loves you, baby.
No, it was Muse, dude.
Yeah, that was Nick.
Oh, that was Muse. I'm sorry, that was Nick Muse. All right. Well,
one more personnel thing that apparently Jalen Naylor is out for the rest of the night with a concussion.
No,
is he really? Oh man,
how do you drop that ball?
That's right in his hands. Oh, that was a first down too.
This ain't South Carolina. Get your Gamecock face together.
Good God, Ryan Wright. Look at that.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, get him. Get it. Oh. Wow. Yeah, look at 66.
That was a 162-yard punt for Ryan Wright. He
got
looks like he's bigger than Brian Asamoah.
He's got the
Christ's
Ted Glover body
no,
going.
who's down? Who's down?
Look at Wright. He's fired up. I don't know.
Somebody's hurt. Somebody's down on the turf.
Yeah, that's not good.
Bola BC Johnson, apparently, from the play-by-play. I've got a thing here.
Oh,
man,
no.
Chris is fast on the info. That was good visiting with Dan. Dan's a good guy.
Dan, I'm really fired up about this. You know, when he got going on.
When he was talking about that PFF and the analytics and all that, I was thinking he's that guy in Moneyball that Brad Pitt was saying. You know, the guy that knew all the numbers and everything, played by the guy from Superbad. I don't know his name, his actor name, but that's what was reminding me of when he was talking about it. I'm going, he's that guy. He's the one that knows all these inside numbers and all this cool stuff. But I enjoyed all the information he was sharing with us. What are people saying in the chat? We haven't addressed anybody in the chat lately. What's the feel over there? What's the Viking feel for how this game's going on?
After Muse dropped that pass, hey, is Chris Herndon available from Tobias Kohler? Well played. Oh crap, we gotta roll out a prize there for the first half, don't we, Ruby?
Roll it.
I think we do. Yeah. Whenever you get a chance. Yeah. Whenever you get a chance, why don't you
roll it?
Spin the wheel, and we'll give a prize away for the first half.
Look at Toonces. She always has everything ready. Who gets a prize? Skull Troll Comic.
Skull Troll wins a prize. He's been a long time commenter over on Daily Norseman. I've listened and read his stuff for years.
Good.
He follows me on Twitter. He gives me a hard time on Twitter. Skull Troll, congratulations. Contact Ruby at VikingsReportWithDrewandTed@gmail.com. She'll give you a link to the prize vault, and you'll be able to pick something out. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, Skull Troll. What about that prize vault? We are on fire.
Chris, what do we so is BC Johnson still hurt? What do we know?
They said he's in the medical tent. So they haven't really said anything about what kind of injury it is yet, but I'm sure they'll have something here before too much longer.
I bet a lot goes on in that medical tent.
And you don't want to know.
If it was an Army medical tent, BC Johnson's leg could be hanging by a tent, and they tell him to take 2 Motrin and drink some water. Return to duty.
Let's see if the Vikings can hold them down here this time instead of letting them out of their own end. I mean,
that's Josh Johnson.
Yeah,
he's his 23rd NFL, I believe.
How many years has Josh Johnson been in the league? I mean,
47, I think.
I think he played at San Diego State with
Marshall Falk.
Yeah, I think he did.
I just see where Andrew Kramer. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, BC Johnson just walked back to the locker room with one of the trainers, so he's apparently done for the night too.
Golly, man, they're kind of
get in there
on wide receivers.
No, that's a first down.
Damn it! Oh, at least Asamoah's in there again.
Missed the tackle. Well, tackled him, let him gain 3 yards.
Look at that! Look at
holy crap!
That guy's the Lindsay Lohan of the NFL.
Josh Johnson gets around more than Mia Khalifa. Allegedly.
Don't Google that one at work. Just leave that one alone.
God darn it! Oh my God, he's breaking loose!
Oh my God,
he's loose!
Was that Boyd again with the tackle like 35 yards downfield?
Yeah. Who missed the tackle in here?
That was Mike Brighton.
Right there. You got to get him. Yeah. Wow. Ted Glover busts me up, bro. Dude, he's been on every team in the league. Well, we had him on the 2-yard line. Now they're up to what, the 50?
40.
Yeah, 40.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Not 100% sure who that was. Now he's down too. No, he's getting up.
47. Quenku.
Yeah, Quinn.
Quenku.
We're running out of linebackers, dude.
Kuku Kakwangchu. He is the walrus.
He's getting cut. I don't know who's getting cut. He might get cut. I haven't seen any sacks tonight. I'd like to see a quarterback sack right here.
That'd be nice.
Get in there. Come on, guys. You got him.
There-
Oh!
There is no T.Y. McGill.
Oh,
so I don't
there's-
know.
No, T.Y. McGill's not playing.
There's why Josh Johnson's been on 47 teams.
Wow.
I'd get the ball back. I want to see Mon play some more. Dan thinks he's going to get picked up by another team. That's interesting.
Anthony, our buddy Anthony Tolson, Josh Johnson gets around more than Nina Hartley, Ted. Boy, Nina Hartley's a never mind. Never mind.
Right there. Dang.
Be
Here
quiet.
we go.
Anthony. That
Punt.
was a good
Got a
throw.
punt now.
That's fourth down.
Who's
Nice
covered?
tackle.
Who's on the coverage right there, guys?
That's Chris Boyd again.
No, it's 25.
I thought it was 29.
Was it?
Now 29. That was Boyd again.
Oh, yeah. Boyd and Quenku. He really quankued up on that one.
Nice.
That's a nice tackle.
Chris Boyd in coverage has been
Boyd's making it. He got
Not-
himself.
not bad tonight.
He's not on the bubble anymore.
I
he's-
would agree. I think he's in.
He's your number 6 corner.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's
That guy,
returning punt?
that Denver punter isn't nearly as fat as the Vikings punter. He's got a stupid
Ryan-
number too.
Ryan Wright is listed at 45. I don't think that's accurate.
Come on, you got to
What
catch.
was the Denver guy doing? He had the punt at like this, and then he walked it all the way into the end zone.
Did he walk it into the end zone? What an idiot!
He sure did.
No, they're going to mark that at the 5, though, aren't they? No.
No, I
Carried
think
it into the
I
end
think
zone.
he crossed
Oh
the
my
goal line.
God, what a dope!
That's a move that'll get your ass cut. Is what that'll do.
He carried the ball into the end zone.
It sure looked like it. Yeah, I think they're going to mark it at the 20.
I'd like to see Ryan Wright charge from one sideline to the other and just totally clothesline the other punter.
I think Ryan Wright weighs more than our third inside linebacker, Brian Asamoah. What's Wright listed at, Chris?
He looked about
Uh,
280 when I saw him running down the field.
Let me get the Vikings roster page up here. Asamoah is listed at 226.
Okay,
Ryan Wright is listed at 245.
there you go.
And I'm not even sure if that's an accurate number. Seriously. It was like back in the day. Like
Are
back
we-
in the day, the Vikings used to list both Pat and Kevin Williams at 350 pounds until you saw the two of them standing next to each other. Pat Williams was tree fitty. If you
Pat with tree fitty. Sometimes you just
Tree
need tree fitty.
Who's been the largest Viking ever? The fattest? Is it got to be Jerry Ball, right?
It's either Jerry Ball or it's
Well,
either
hold on.
Jerry Ball or
You know what?
Pat.
If Tony Bell's still in the chat, that'd be the guy to ask. That guy knows everything about the Vikings there is to know.
Yeah,
about
that's
past
true.
players. It seemed
That's
like
very
Jerry
true.
Ball.
I don't know about weight, but as far as being just a large human being, Phil Loadholt was like the 2 largest people I've ever stood next to at one time. That dude was large.
Bill Oldholt was a
Seriously.
huge dude.
Phil,
Oh, yeah, he was.
So is this guy though.
I got to stand next to Phil Loadholt once. Okay, so this is a true story. You held up Kleinsasser. I stood next to Phil Loadholt, and I walked next to Jimmy Kleinsasser walking out to practice one day. That's how I got I did one of the best interviews I ever did when I was working for Daily Norseman was an interview with Kleinsasser. I called him People's Champion.
Right.
And it was, I just loved talking to Jim Kleinsasser. This is like 2011. And it just so happened, I back in Mankato, when training camp was there, you had to walk across the street, across this crosswalk to get to the practice field from where both, from Mankato State dorms and all that, where the Vikings were and where they had the press room and all that. And so I just so happened to be standing next to Kleinsasser, and I kind of really nervous, and so I'm like playing it cool. What's up, Jim? He's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, can I get a few words after practice? He's like, yeah, sure. Just fly me down. I'll come talk to you. And I'm like, inside me, I'm like, heart's going 150 miles an hour. Kleinsasser was a big dude. Phil Lodeholt, I got to stand next to him on the practice field, like literally,
Right.
like 3 feet away. Phil Lodeholt is a human eclipse. That dude is enormous.
He is. You talk about Kleinsasser. Growing up in North Dakota, I got to watch that guy play high school sports, play high school football at Carrington High School, which is a couple hours away from where I grew up. Watching that dude play football, it was like watching people try to tackle a school bus. It was ridiculous. And they won the state championship in basketball. I think it was his senior year too. He was a great basketball player too, but obviously football was where it was at for him.
God, if that music dropped another pass, was that Kovac?
Yeah, no, that was Muse, but Kovac just.
Nice run. There you go.
There we go. Oh,
there you go.
9 yards. Good job.
We got to get. That'd be sweet to get Jimmy K on Vikings Report, wouldn't it?
I'd love it.
Yeah,
He was a cool dude, man. He spent 10 minutes talking to me, and it's just an awesome interview. One of the best interviews I ever had.
Yeah, and you interviewed him. You interviewed Paul Krause.
Yeah, Paul Krause, Randall McDaniel. Did he make it?
Ted Glover.
Bud Grant. I interviewed Bud Grant.
You interviewed me too a while back.
Yeah.
That's really big news.
Interview your mom 3 times a week.
Oh, I knew I opened him up to that one. I knew it when I said it.
I'm sorry. That's terrible.
No, it's funny.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Well, I'd love to have Jimmy K on here to go over some old stories. And he seems like a really cool dude. He seemed like, certain people you'd like to share some stories with. Scott Studwell. I'd love to have Scott Studwell on here to talk about old Vikings football.
Oh, look, another punt.
Here we go. 250 pounds of glory.
He's like the Jared Lorenzen of punters. You remember Jared Lorenzen from Kentucky?
Yeah,
holy crap!
That was another.
Oh,
Ted, it was Ted. The late Jared Lorenzen.
That's true. The late Jared Lorenzen.
The Pillsbury throw boy. That guy was awesome.
Did you ever see him playing Arena League football?
No, I saw him play for North Carolina. I think it was.
He looked like a 45-year-old construction guy that had been out of high school and had not done a push-up since. Or he looked like me. The dude was so out of shape, but he could sling the rock, man. It was so funny to watch.
In that Arena League, they all had really small uniforms too.
Yeah. They had the tight fit and stuff. It was like Jeff George's arm matched to my body. It was incredible. It was must-see TV.
I like Lorenzen could bring it. What a gamer that guy was. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Jared. I'll be back, boys.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny stuff.
Ryan Wright's going to average about 70 yards a punt this year if he keeps going the way he's going. Good.
Now I'm starting to see why Barry got the axe, Chris.
Yeah, if he can hold. I mean, yeah.
That's the key, though. He botches a couple holds, all hell's going to break loose. I've heard that Barry was the better holder on the field goals, but I also heard that they were equals. I don't know. That's Joseph's call, but I don't know. We need if a guy can punt, he could be a real weapon. He's a good punter. So I don't want to lead the league in 3 and outs again, though, Chris. I don't.
No, definitely not.
Something they got to work on.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's because of the stupid ass checkdowns. I don't want to see those checkdowns, and I don't think O'Connell wants to see those checkdowns anymore. You can't check it down all the time. You can't. How many points do you see the Vikings averaging during the season with their offense, Chris?
Say that again, Drew. My bad.
Average points per game for the Vikings offense. What are you looking at?
I think they can get 30.
Ballpark. 30?
I think they can get 30. Yeah. It's going to be. I think if the starters stay healthy, I think they can get 30.
If you can get 30 a game, you're in every game. You have a chance to win them all. So
they should be.
I was thinking around 27 to 30. So we're right on the same. I mean, the Vikings, That's people are saying we haven't seen the starters play in the preseason, but
I'm not worried about it.
no, not with teams that have had the same quarterback and the same wide receivers year after year after year. Those are the teams that don't need the reps. If you got a new, like say Carolina, for instance, with Baker Mayfield, those guys need the reps. You got to get, those are all new guys with each other.
Yeah.
The Vikings are all the same.
The offense is all the same people, but the offense doesn't worry me. Like we've said, it's how fast the defense gets it together this year.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, though. I don't like seeing 7-yard gains, Chris.
No, not on 2nd and 10.
The dumb Broncos hat, too. I'd never wear that either. You know, my uncle. My uncle lives in Littleton, and he said Bronco games have been sold out since like late 60s. So they got to. There we go. Oh, Asamoah had him.
No, they just got the thing that said Johnson's been ruled out the rest of tonight's game with a knee issue.
Who?
So I hope BC Johnson.
Oh.
So I hope it's not bad for him. I'm not sure. Definitely doesn't help his chances to make it, but we'll have to see how bad it is.
It's going to be interesting to see if he makes the cut.
Yep. I mean, if he's hurt, he might end up on IR. I mean, who knows?
Hey boys.
If he ends up on IR now, the season's over. So.
Right.
Who are we talking about?
BC Johnson.
BC Johnson been ruled out with a.
You know what? I want to see a sack. Why have we not got to the quarterback one time? It's irritating.
Nope.
Well, because T.Y. McGill isn't playing.
Yeah, there's that.
So Broncos look like they're moving the ball.
Yep.
Yes.
So let's talk about this tight end position group, boys.
Okay.
It looks like obviously Irv Smith Jr. and Johnny Munt, who's not playing, are locks. That gives you.
God damn it! Tackle that.
Jiminy. Well, it's. Oh, they wave it. Was there a flag or something? Or they just wave it dead.
Ridiculous.
I think they just waved it dead.
Okay, and then you got Ellison Davidson and Nick Muse. Assuming Irv and Johnny Munt are locks. How many tight ends are they going to go with, guys? And who do you think makes the roster, Chris?
Did Ellison play tonight? I'm not sure if he was one of the guys that they said they were going to hold out or not.
I will look, but I'm not sure.
I don't think I've seen him. I mean, I would like to see Zach Davidson make it. I know he had a rough game against the Niners, but he's had a nice place. I just think if you could develop him with the athletic talent that he has, because I mean, he's one of those big, fast dudes that kind of have the mold into an actual football player rather than a guy that's just more athletic than everybody else. But I'd like to see him make it. As of now, I think Ellison might end up being your third guy. But I would like to see Zach Davidson get on the roster.
Drew, who do you think?
Muse is going to the practice squad.
You think so?
Yeah, and I was really been pulling for him the last couple months to maybe get on the starting 53. I knew it was a long shot, but is Ellison, is he out of this game? Is he hurt or is he not playing? What?
See if I can find the list.
He is not
released a list of like 30 some odd guys that said they weren't going to play.
Yeah, I've got that list in front of me right now, Chris. And the only tight end I see not playing is Irv Smith Jr. and Johnny Munt. So he should be
play somewhere.
Yeah,
it's Irv Smith, Munt, and Ellison is what I think it's going to come down to.
I kind of think so. Yeah, that's where I'm going.
It's everything Chris said was pretty accurate to what I think too. And Davidson has had some good plays tonight, though. Get that guy! Knock the shit out of him!
Yep.
There we go.
Fourth and 5. I think they're gonna have to punt this one away.
What do you think, Ted? That's the three you think?
You know, Davidson's had drops. Munt's had some bad drops. I mean, I don't know that Ellefson has done anything to. Well, wait, Ellefson did have a catch tonight because we're making fun of him and after the catch he made in minicamp last year too, or was that Davidson?
No, that was Davidson.
Oh, I just
we make fun of people on this show.
I know. I don't think Ellefson has done anything to stand out more than Davidson or Muse, but those guys have had just some low light drops and stuff that makes me think Ellefson has won more by default than anything else. If that makes sense.
Oh, are we just giving Johnny Muntcake the job because you brought him over from the Rams?
Yeah.
Was that why he's getting the position?
Yes.
Because Kevin O'Connell he worked with him with the Rams and he brought him over as a free agent, so he gets a roster spot.
For the 37th time, for the love of God, yes.
What I don't know why you give positions for that reason. I mean, it seems like you have to earn the spot to get. I want to see the guy play. Is he any good? I know he didn't catch a lot of passes for the Rams. I know that.
No, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about the guy, to be honest.
Why is he just handed the number 2 spot? I don't get it.
If you've been following along in training camp, he's very, very good practices and stuff. So, I mean, it'll be, this is the one thing that hey, before I talk about Munt, are you guys watching this Twisted Tea commercial right now?
Yes.
Are you seeing this?
Yes.
No, I don't have that commercial over here.
Yes.
Well, okay, so there's a Twisted Tea commercial on right now, Chris. And a couple weeks ago, we went kind of to this camping resort for my grandson's birthday, and my daughter had brought like a bunch of Twisted Teas. I'm not normally a Twisted Tea guy. First time I'd ever had them. They'll mess a guy up. I'm just saying.
The one thing I know about Twisted Tea is, you remember that video from a while back in the convenience store?
Yeah, when the guy belted the guy with the bag of Twisted Tea?
Yeah, just back him upside the head.
Oh, what a great video. That's one of the best videos ever.
That should be part of their advertising.
They'll get you where you want to go.
Yeah?
But with Munt, well, we're so dumb. We're trying to talk serious football, and we're talking Twisted Tea.
No, but that's what we're made of. The Twisted Tea thing you just threw in there, that's Vikings report, baby. That's it.
Johnny,
you're not drinking White Claws or anything, for crying out loud.
No. And I brought him. My daughter said, "Hey, Daddy, you want to try one of these?" Well, what kind of father is going to say no to that? I was just saying.
That's like 11 Twisted Teas into it.
like 3, and I was on my ass, man. That messed a dude up. I've been on the water all day though, so that's kind of whatever. Anyway,
that's tremendous, man.
No, I Munt had good practices in training camp, and it'll be very interesting to see how this defense looks, or this offense looks, because we haven't seen them at all in this preseason. So I'm very curious to see if guys like Munt, for example, live up to the billing.
Good point. What about Kovac?
I think they're playing him because they don't want to put wear and tear on Wangu and Chandler, to be honest. I mean, he's not going to make a team.
I remember the word on that guy after the draft when he got signed as an undrafted free agent. And I looked at the stats. That guy had like 17,000 yards last for Toledo. He was crazy. He had like 100 touchdowns. And I'm thinking, oh, this is a guy I'm going to keep my eye on. I watched him for the last 3 weeks. He just looks like the most plain running back I've ever seen. How did he build up all those stats other than playing for Toledo?
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Action, baby.
I don't know whether I'm way off on my, looking at the players and trying to figure out if they're any good. I expected a lot more out of that guy this preseason. He was one of the guys that went into preseason going, let's see if this. Look at his stats from last year, Chris. They're amazing. What he did at Toledo.
Chris, you're going to need to multitask because people are wanting to know. Our Skull Troll, our first prize winner, wants to know: are we ignoring that Chris kissed an Ewok on the live internet? I'm assuming that was actually your dog that you brought up. And I saw it real quick. Well, who?
It was not an Ewok. It was in fact a dog.
And Angela agrees with me that Twisted Tea goes hard. She ain't lying. The half and half Twisted Tea will get a man to where he wants to go and get him there fast.
Is that like the Arnold Palmer thing with the half lemonade and the half?
Yeah.
But like with lots of alcohol.
You can't taste the alcohol in a Twisted Tea until it's too late. Until you're Thelma and Louise over the cliff, you're done.
Is Twisted Tea now the official beverage of Vikings Report?
No, I think Captain Morgan is, because Captain Morgan will get you where you want to go too.
Come on, Mond, you can't throw that there. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
People say you put Mond on the practice squad, he's going to get poached by another team. How many GMs are wanting this guy? Come on, guys, be realistic. If you're a GM, are you targeting Mond? Because I'm not.
No,
probably not.
No, definitely not.
Well, that's one of the things I've been hearing the last 2 weeks. You can't try to pass Mond off on the, waving him or something. Somebody's going to pick him up. Is there a massive outreach for Kellen Mond? I mean,
I wouldn't think so. But I mean, when you look at the
job, Christian Jackson,
my boy. Yes.
Oh, there we go. There we go. First down.
I can't wait to get a Christian Jackson jersey.
That guy in Naylor. I just think, and with BC Johnson hurt, I hope it's not serious. I really don't. But yeah, I just think both Jackson and Naylor have played better than BC Johnson has this preseason.
Well, BC Johnson's a possession receiver, Ted.
Yeah.
Naylor's a guy that can take it to the house. There's a difference. When you look at those two guys, you want to get the ball in the hands of the guy that can score.
I think so, yeah.
And that's probably part of the reason with Madison. Madison's not a scrub. He's a good running back, but Ty Chandler's going to have a better chance to get a touchdown than Madison is.
So over my shoulder, I got the number 9 hanging up for the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Kramer. Do I need to change that to a Tristan Jackson jersey? I don't know. I've been singing his praises, and I'm glad he's been doing this good. I'm going to be bummed if he gets cut, guys. I'm going to be bummed. That won't be fair. He has done enough this preseason to earn a spot. But Zimmer's gone, so he has a chance. You have to pick between Jackson and Naylor.
Oh.
Pick one. Chris.
Naylor.
Drew. To make the roster. One of them makes the roster, one does. Jackson or Naylor?
Probably Naylor, because he has the ability to run back punts.
Oh, wow. Nice cutback.
Nice job by Kovac again.
Yeah.
But that's a tough call, Ted. That's right. That's neck and neck right there.
It is. It really is.
That's like putting Twisted Tea up against Captain Morgan.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I pictured Ted at that function going, looking at the Twisted Tea going, yeah, these are pretty good.
That's exactly what it was. These are pretty good. Next thing I know, I'm in no condition to do much anything other than go to bed.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
That is the best throw Kellen Mond has made.
Wow.
That's the best throw he's made since he was a freshman at A&M. That was beautiful.
Dropped it in the bucket.
That is not easy to do right there. All the way around.
That was back shoulder throw. Well, not really, but perfect. Wow.
That was a great throw.
And a great catch by Amir Smith-Marset as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Hughes doesn't catch another one.
Oh.
That was on Mond. That throw was a little high.
Come on. It's a 10-yard out pattern. You got to put it on his numbers. Come on.
Folks, while you're watching the game with us, we got 600 people in our chat room right now. Can you believe that? Thanks for joining us. Ruby, if you would put up the link Drew's well, he doesn't have that cup, but he got the Vikings Report Drew and Ted coffee mug. I got the Vikings Report with Drew and Ted travel mug. Chris doesn't have anything because he's special.
This is in the mail. He's getting his any day.
Yeah, he's got one coming.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go ahead and buy one. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and continue enjoying this Vikings game with us. We're having a good time. I hope you guys are too. And
Ted,
thanks to everybody that's already joined us. Yes, Drew, go ahead.
I wanted to point out, if you buy a mug, it's not going to be one of these ones with no handles. Now,
No,
we got a shipment of Viking mugs in. They were all broken, but so they had to reship the ones that were broken. They weren't all broken, but I can't throw it away. I don't have the heart. I can't do it, dude. I can't throw it away. I'm in love with these mugs and I can't throw it away.
like for the ones that showed up in 7 and 8 pieces, can we give them like a 75 or 80% discount with some super glue? I'm just asking. I'm just wondering.
And Mon takes a sack to
That was
Vikings
terrible
field goal
sack.
range.
Oh man.
Yep.
Come on. Too many. Come on, Mon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of coming around to your guys' opinions on Mon, but I mean, he's just not that. He's just not the guy.
It's a tough call. It's not an easy job, but it certainly, for the amount of snaps that guy's had in the SEC, there's not a quarterback in SEC history, Ted. History. And that conference started in 1936. There's not a quarterback in the SEC who took more snaps in history than Kellen Mond.
And look what it's got him.
He should be a lot better than he is now. He should be a lot better than he is now.
So Angela McDonald says Mond has flashes. Big Higgs says hot flashes. And T. Kubler says, so does a 50-year-old woman. And, that's pretty much the Kellen Mond argument in a nutshell. It just is.
I love the people that show up to the show, man.
The folks that comment in, you guys are just the best.
That is classic.
Absolute best.
Big Hig. He's won something here before. Big Hig. That's a great answer. You want to root for a guy like Mon, but he should be a lot further along than he is, Ted. He should be.
Yeah. And folks, real quick, we just had over 800 people watch. We're still at 750. If you make a comment, you're entered. You automatically are entered to win a prize. We gave one away at halftime. Skull Troll won the halftime prize. We're gonna spin the wheel again at the end of the show. Ruby will let us know who won that. So just kind of hang around, say hi, welcome. Happy to have you. If you like what you're watching, like, subscribe, ring the bell. We're having a blast here at Vikings Report Rewind with my co-hosts Drew Bunting and Christopher Gates.
Now we talk about Mond and how he should be a lot more along than he is right now. Being outsiders, we're never probably going to know the full story about how he was handled last year, but I gotta wonder how much Zimmer basically ignoring him for an entire year played into that.
Didn't help.
No, and if you remember, he also got COVID right at the beginning of training camp with I think when Kirk got it. Remember the big controversy with Kirk and Kellen Mond and the whole COVID stuff that happened after that. And he had to sit out for, I think, almost 10 days. And I think when you talk about Mike Zimmer's attitude towards Mond, I think that played a lot into it, as did his development.
They're going to let Joseph try this. Is that 58?
Is it really? Let's go.
58.
Do it, Twisted Tea. Oh, he's going to hit it. It's dead on center.
It's in Denver. You might as well.
Drilled it.
Hell yeah, it's good.
Drilled it.
Oh, he drilled it, Ted. Long and hard. Long and hard.
Oh, that's like a prom date drill is what that was. Bam. Bam. Let's go. 17-13. Bad guys.
Oh, man. Ted should do play-by-play on Fox. I'm telling you, man.
I'd last 2 minutes into the first quarter. And
fired. Instant.
Fired.
Oh, just fired after one game.
That
was a hell of a kick.
I'd be an internet meme is what I'd be.
I'm going to use the blue room.
All righty.
And then when I come back, I'm giving out an impromptu prize. Because
Oh,
you
look
know
at
why?
you. All
you
right.
know why?
Because you can.
Because I'm allowed to do that. Am I allowed to do that? No. Oh. Be right back.
All righty.
Jeffrey's humping my foot. Get off, Jeffrey. Okay.
Man, that was a 50. That
Was
thing
it
would have been
58?
good from another. Yeah, that thing would have been good from another 5 or 6 yards out too.
Yeah. So, Chris, are you? If you remember, we were looking forward to the punt off. We thought Jordan Berry had the inside track because every field goal that Greg Joseph had missed was when Ryan Wright was holding. Does that bother you anymore? You kind of good with the way things have played out?
No, I mean he's hit 2 field goals and an extra point tonight. I haven't seen any issues with Wright's holding to this point, and Wright's blasting the ball off his foot too. He's averaging, I think someone says like 56 punt tonight.
He's gotta be.
He's just rocketing that ball out there. But
they've been friggin' moonshots, haven't they?
No, and like you said, we thought Barry's big advantage over Wright was his ability as the holder, but like you said, I don't see it as an issue anymore until like you said about the backup quarter thing. It's not an issue until it's an issue, but I don't see any reason to think it's an issue at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And then the way Joseph has performed tonight, I think it should quiet any issues or controversies people thought there might have been. I mean, he just blasted a 58-yarder. So yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it now.
No, absolutely not. Okay, so we are in the final quarter of preseason.
15 minutes left, and then it gets real.
Yep. There's going to be some interesting roster decisions to be made for sure.
Yeah. So we've hit a lot of the offense. What are your thoughts on some of these guys on the defensive line? Let me go ahead and pull up.
I want to see how serious the T.Y. McGill injury is, because I think that dude pretty clearly played his way into a spot.
I thought he did too.
I don't know. I know we were all pulling for Jalen Twyman. I don't know if he's done enough. I mean, I'd like to think that he's done enough, but I don't know if he has. I'm trying to think of some of the other guys that could potentially have spots here too.
So let's look at let's look at the interior line right now. You've got Harrison Phillips, TJ Smith, T.Y. McGill as your nose tackles. Your other defensive lineman, Armon Watts, Jonathan Bullard, Jalen Twyman. They got Twyman at third string. Other defensive ends, Dalvin Thomas, James Lynch, and Asizi Odomeo.
Odomeo.
Yeah, I kind of thought up until tonight.
Ooh.
Well, that was almost a block, wasn't it?
Nice job, Amir Smith Marset.
Oh, look at this.
Despite himself, basically.
There we go. No flags?
No flags.
I thought up until tonight, Twyman had played himself onto the roster, but I haven't seen him really make any big plays. I think he had a offside or a holding penalty called on him.
He did have a defensive holding penalty called against him, so that I want that guy to make the roster like bad. I mean,
yeah, I do too.
I don't even care if he's active on Sundays. I just want to see dude make the roster.
I thought he had done a good job and almost had pretty much secured a roster spot along with him and T.Y. McGill the last 2 weeks. But then tonight, I thought Onomeo has played a little bit better, and is making this decision tougher for the Vikings coaching staff, or am I wrong there?
No, I think you're right. I mean, Twyman hasn't shown as much tonight as I think he had the first 2 games, and you said Odomeo is playing a little better tonight. But I think I don't want to have to be the guy that makes that decision. I would probably want to have. I would probably take Twyman, to be honest.
That's a tough call, man. I mean, Twyman, of course, is a feel-good story because of the comeback. But
he sure is. Yeah.
Even more on top of that is if when I did a draft breakdown on him, very few guys can raise the Drewster's eyebrows. That guy at Pittsburgh, watch his tape at Pittsburgh. That guy is a special player, and that's the reason. I mean, feel good is all good, but he's a very talented player, and I'd like to see him make it because I think with that guy, Chris, it's just reps. He needs reps. He needs time in there. He needs to.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think I don't know. I'm not sure if Twyman would get to the practice squad either, which is kind of where an issue lies. I think Odomelo might get to the practice squad more easily than Twyman does, but that's just my line of thinking. I don't know.
No, that's and I wonder how much of that line of thinking goes into final roster decisions. Look, if we cut this guy, he'll get scooped up, so we should probably keep him
Right.
and cut this guy instead and tell him, look, we want to get you back on the practice squad. And I bet a lot of that. I bet there are a lot of discussions that go late into the night about players like that. But that's just my line of thinking.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. Twyman is a great football player. He really is. And
all right, Kellen Bond, let's see what you're made of.
go, Kobeck. Kobeck's getting a lot of work tonight, guys. A lot of work.
Yeah, he is.
He's up to how many carries is he up to? He's up to 13 carries.
Which is a lot for a preseason game.
Yeah. He's not going to surpass the legend of AJ Rose.
No.
I think he had a 100-yard rushing game last year.
What about Joe Banyard?
Right?
Remember Joe Banyard? That guy had like 20,000 yards of preseason rushing over 17 years.
That's an ugly drop, Tristan.
Oh, you can't drop that.
That's bad.
Oh my God.
That's the worst plays he's had in the whole preseason.
You know what? And that was a great setup.
Great pass
by
too.
Mon. That was right on the money. You look at Mon's
Perfect
setup.
pass. Yeah.
Great mechanics on that. Great throw.
That's my
You can't
boy.
throw that
Oh,
ball
you
any better
can't
than that.
drop that pass. That's just awful.
That's
Oh,
ugly.
Unfortunately, in the NFL, it can come down to one drop like that and you're gone.
I know.
Mhm.
Well, I guess my Kramer name on the back of my jersey is safe for the time being.
What if Tommy's watching this right now?
I hope he is.
There you go, Zach Davidson. Nice.
Zach Davidson looks like a different player tonight.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go.
Caught that ball and turned it upfield. It's beautiful.
If we're talking about the receivers, I don't know how much to read into this, but before he went out with the concussion in the first half, Jalen Naylor had 6 targets tonight, but he only had 1 catch. That doesn't strike me as great for whatever reason. He still has more targets than anybody on the team.
Yeah, when you
He
get a
hasn't played the
target,
entire
what if
second
it's
half.
30 feet over his head? That's still a target, right?
But I mean, it's hard to be
judge.
mad
I
at the dude
understand that.
for the targets when he. I mean, I thought he caught the only really catchable ball that's been thrown his way. I don't recall him having a drop like Tristan Jackson. I think that might have just cost Jackson a roster spot.
You know, that's a tough drop. That's a tough drop by Jackson because if he doesn't make the squad, that's the drop that caused it right there.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
But the guy is, I mean, I'm not going to count him out because of one drop. I mean,
No.
come on, man.
We're in Greg Joseph field goal range apparently.
Russell Wilson. Russ still acting like he cares. Look,
Yeah.
he doesn't, come on. He just wants to get to the regular.
We all want to just get to the regular season group.
You know, they showed I had the NFL Network on earlier, and they cut into the Bucks game because Brady was playing. Here we go. Oh, look at this.
Go back.
Kobeck. Who loves you, baby?
Go back. Kobeck's turning up the speed here.
Kobeck's the Night Stalker. Nice.
Darren McGavin?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The Night
Absolutely.
Stalker.
Absolutely.
I think Davidson might be locking down a roster spot. He's had some nice catches tonight.
That's a good call, Ted. I think he is. There we go. Go.
Smith Marset with a nice play.
There we go. Nice.
Vikings got some receivers this year.
Monda's matriculating the ball down the field here.
He really 65 toss power trap. 65 toss power trap.
On that note, we're going to
Fucking
say
Strand.
rest in peace, Lenny Dawson. We love you, even though you beat us. We have respect for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Lenny Dawson passed away this week. You take all these receivers, Chris and Ted, and you get a guy like McCardle who's molded them all together. Man, you have a receiving core that could take over the league. There's Davidson again.
Yep.
There we go.
Guy's on crank tonight.
I'm just going to say Zach Davidson just made this roster.
8-ball Davidson.
I think your top three tight ends now are Irv, Munt, and Davidson. I'm not sure if they go with 4 or not.
Hard to argue.
I think I'm going to agree with that.
If they go with 4, I'm going to say Ellison just because Munt has had, or not Munt.
Muse.
Nick Muse, yeah, thank you.
You know what?
Muse has had a couple of really, really bad drops.
Zach Davidson's a better receiver than Ellison. He is. You can tell by watching him tonight. Look at that.
Ellison's always been more the blocking type, I think.
Nice throw, Kellen Mond.
That was a good pass.
Who's that? Who's 87? Leo Lewis?
No, it's
Myron Mitchell.
Myron Mitchell.
Remember Leo running back?
Love Leo Lewis.
I love Leo Lewis, man. He was great.
The bottom 2/3 of his number were stuck down under his pants on his jersey.
That guy was like all of 4'7". He would just rock. Leo Lewis was a great punt returner.
Leo Lewis, he's a pretty good receiver too for a guy that was a midget.
Gotta get.
I'm sorry, a little person.
Look at Mond surveying the field here. Throw it away. There you go.
Roll out. There you go, Kellen.
You got to get Leo Lewis on the show now too.
Little Dante Culpepper action there. By the way, speaking of Dante Culpepper, have you seen a picture of Dante Culpepper lately?
Talk about get your roll on. We're talking about cinnamon roll, baby. Cinnamon. Dante's been.
He's a big dude.
Woo. I'm a big boy. But like Van Morrison says, it stung me to my soul. Stung me like a double jelly roll. Like Dante, my man.
He's still my favorite Viking of all time, though.
Dante makes Ryan Wright look like Manute Ball.
Dante Culpepper ate Dante Culpepper.
I saw a pitch. I'm going, whoa! What's up with Dante? Come on, let's put this thing in the end zone. Get rid of it. There we go. Come on, Ty. Go. That's a face mask. If Chandler gets by that guy, Ted, he's gone.
Yep.
Nice decision by Mondo. He didn't freak out. That was the right call. The right place to throw it.
Second and goal from what, the 13 or 14?
He gets by this guy. Oh man, he's in. Damn it.
That was a nice call. That was just a guy you got to beat one-on-one. If he beats that dude, he's getting down inside the 5 if not scoring.
Sure. What's the down and distance here? What do we got? Second and goal from the 16-yard line.
Yep.
Get half of it back and then go for it on the.
Nice throw. Nice throw and catch.
Third and goal from the 10.
Yep.
The Viking quarterbacks have done a decent job tonight.
Yeah, they have.
Not terrible. Yeah, a lot better than last week, I thought.
No, last week was
that was the last week. I thought last week was a better, other than the quarterbacks, it was like a pretty good defensive showing. This week hasn't been bad either.
Right. Third and goal. Can we get it done? Let's go. Back to pass, surveying the field, throws it. It's going to be short.
So we're at 4th and goal from about the 5.
Go for it. Do not kick a field goal here.
Yeah, they got to go for it.
Absolutely go for it.
Got to go for it here, boys.
Derek Carr looks like a stoner from my senior high school. Justin Herbert, man. Imagine Vikings had Justin Herbert.
Chris, did you design that background behind you all by yourself, or did you have a little
I
help from the missus?
I did not. This is my fingerprints are nowhere near this thing.
All you're missing is a live, laugh, love sign back right behind you.
That's
I
true.
live in a Hallmark.
Come on,
movie.
Kellen!
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
That was ugly.
you at least got to throw it up to somebody. You
Wow, that
can't
was
take
terrible.
a sack.
That'll about do it for Kellen Mond's career as a Minnesota Viking, I would think.
Sack wash.
Wow, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Look, O'Connell's telling him, you ain't going to be around next week.
That's kind of, you see him doing a little hand thing. All right, so when we get back to Minnesota, you're going to grab your playbook, you're going to shoot your ass down to my office, and I'm going to cut you.
There you go. Oh, it's funny.
Yeah,
It was a good drive up till that point, though.
it was.
He made some nice passes. If Kellen Mond ever does work out to be a franchise quarterback, hats off to the coach who got him there, because he needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work, a lot. And he shouldn't need that much work for as much experience as he has. He shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't.
Oh, well. I got a gift to give away.
All right,
Prize.
go ahead. Drew, giveaway gift.
How about that? Randy Moss little trophy. This card that's installed here is worth $75,000. Not really, but it's a little cool little trinket, and I wanted to give it away tonight as an impromptu. The first person in the chat that can tell me who had the most sacks as a Viking rookie in history for the Vikings in franchise history.
Wow.
Rookie sack leader of all time for the Vikings will get this cool Randy Moss trophy prize, because we like prizes and we like trivia.
Is it Bob Sapp?
It is not. It is not Bob Sapp.
All right. Buddies.
Shout out to Tony Bell. He helped me come up with this question too for the impromptu trivia challenge.
So can you give me? I won't blurt the answer out.
No hints.
Okay, so the first answer I see is Skull Troll.
No, it was not Chris Dolman.
Dolman, Alan Page.
It was not Alan Page. He was
John
third.
Randall is my third answer that I see.
No.
Matt Blair.
No.
Wow. Those
Alan
were one of my
Page was
answers.
third. Alan Page had 10, I think, in 1967. He had 9 or 10. He was third.
Millard, the first one, two people that said Millard.
Whoever answered Millard first gets the prize.
On my timeline, I see Jared P saying Millard. Just beat our pal Rhino, who said Keith Millard, I believe.
Keith Millard in 1985 had 11 sacks to set the rookie record for the Vikings with 11. Second
Jared P,
place.
congratulations. You are the winner.
Does anybody know who was second on that list?
What was the number?
Keith Millard had 11. The guy in second place had 10.5.
Oh, so beat Alan Page. What
Yes.
year? Can you say what year?
2003.
Kevin Williams.
Kevin Williams.
Correct.
Yeah.
He had 10 and a half. He was second. So it goes Millard, Kevin Williams, and then Alan Page. So whoever answered first with Millard, it was kind of a tricky answer too, because Millard came into the league in the USFL in 84 with the Jacksonville Bulls with the USFL. So he started with the Vikings in 85, if you remember. So, but that was considered his rookie year, even though he had a year in the USFL. So it's kind of a different answer to get that. But winner, you get this. It's a very cool prize, and we will send it out to you because we like impromptu prizes.
That's awesome. Good job, Drew. Well done.
Thanks, guy.
What do you think of these sideline hats? I'm kind of digging it. I might get that Viking sideline, like dark blue camo pattern. That's kind of neat.
It's not bad.
I'd wear it. Sucks we're on the Broncos telecast, though.
Yeah.
Is Rippon still in there?
Josh Johnson is still playing. Vikings defense needs to stop here.
Yep.
I would love for Kellen Mond to take get the ball with like 4 minutes left or whatever, and march down the field and score a touchdown and have the Vikings win this game. That'd be very cool to me.
If he wants a shot at the practice squad, that's exactly what he has to do.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You can't spend a roster spot on that guy. You can't.
No.
The roster is Cousins and Mullins. That's it. Oh! Glad he missed that.
Whoo!
That would have been a big one.
That would have been a huge gain. So how do you guys see the Broncos finishing this year in the absolutely loaded AFC West?
Yeah, one of the things. Go ahead.
I think they're pretty clearly the number 4 team. I mean, are they better than the Raiders? Probably not. Are they better than the Chiefs? Probably not. And they're probably not better than the Chargers either. So that's where I see them anyway.
I can't disagree, Drew. How about you?
Man, they got a tough call, didn't they? I mean, if they're in the NFC North, they're vying for the division title.
The one thing that makes me happy is Russell Wilson left a much weaker NFC to go to the AFC. He may have a better year in the AFC, but he ain't going to make the playoffs.
Is that the best division in football?
Easily.
I think so. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, they've got 4 elite to really, really good quarterbacks. I mean, look, Herbert, Mahomes, Wilson, and Derek Carr's pretty good too.
Come on, man. Who's covering that guy? That's terrible.
Jesus. Chris Boyd again.
Oh.
Yep.
God.
Giving up 30 yards on 3rd and 11 to get
and that's
help your
Boyd,
roster
man.
chances.
Ted kind of tapped into something I wanted.
Down.
I lost it in my notes, but I wanted to cover it tonight. We're getting late, so we probably can't. But I wanted to go through the divisions and see who you guys thought would win the divisions. Let's do a few divisions at least so we can get to them.
All right.
AFC East.
I think that's Buffalo's division. I don't think anyone's going to step up and challenge them, to be honest.
I agree.
I think it's Buffalo, but I think Miami's going to be a lot better than people think.
Okay.
I think Miami and Buffalo are both playoff teams, and I think New England's going to suck.
Okay. I think Buffalo takes it too. What is it? I'm old school. AFC Central is what I think Pittsburgh. It's not the AFC Central anymore.
That's
but
the North.
I'm caught in I'm 70s. So whatever that division is, who do you guys think for that?
I think Cincinnati and Baltimore are I think Cincinnati's, but teams that lose the Super Bowl and lose the conference championship,
right,
generally have like hangovers the next year. So I think I'm going to go Baltimore.
I'm gonna stay with Cincinnati. I mean, I think Baltimore is going to be good. But Baltimore is good no matter what the hell happens to that team. It's just uncanny what that team does despite injuries every year. So, but I think I am going to hang with Cincinnati at the top of the AFC North.
I am going Baltimore.
Do you think Lamar Jackson's going to get a big contract extension? Or are they going to let him do the franchise tag, or how do you see that going out?
Come on, Vikings.
Playing out. Oh God.
Shit's sake.
Who was that on? Who's that penalty?
Wyman?
That was a Twyman penalty.
That's a bullshit. That's a bullshit call. He
That's
had
penalty.
full momentum to the quarterback, Ted. He couldn't have stopped himself. That's a terrible call. That's my opinion. Look at him. He's bearing down on the quarterback. That's a terrible call. Aren't you supposed to get 2 steps? Aren't you supposed to get 2 steps before you get called for it?
I bet they call him for landing with his full weight on the quarterback.
Oh. I'm going Baltimore.
Terrible call. That might have cost him a roster spot right there.
What about that division with Tennessee? Again, I don't know the names of the division.
AFC South?
Is that what it is? Okay. Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston,
and Jacksonville.
Well, Houston and Jacksonville. Yeah, Houston and Jacksonville are both awful. So it's going to be Tennessee or Indianapolis. And, you know, as much as people like Tennessee with Derrick Henry, I'm going to go with Indianapolis.
So much.
I am too. I think Matt Ryan makes that team a lot better than it did with Carson Wentz last year. I'm going with Indy as well. We already talked about the AFC West. You want to jump over to the NFC there, Drewster?
NFC East. I am going with the Eagles.
Are you really?
I think the Eagles are going to be the team that the most surprising team in the NFL this year. I do.
Chris?
I could see that, but I think I'm going to go with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going with Dallas. I'm just not sold on Jalen Hurts yet.
But you're sold on Dak Prescott.
He's better than Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he's better than Jalen Hurts.
Oh no!
And they got better receivers. They got better running backs. They got Dallas has kind of been hit with injuries, but yeah, I like Dallas better than I like Philly.
Oh, we're gonna track it.
And Philly can kiss my ass after 2017. I hope they go 0-17.
Well, of course, but that's
Fuck
not
them.
All right, we're gonna
Pardon my French.
Case of twisted tea. We're gonna bet on that. Who wins the division? NFC North. I've already called it. The Vikings edge out the Packers, but I think Detroit's going to be in the running all the way till late in the year, and then they're going to fall apart. But I think the Vikings, and I know I sound like a homer, but I say the Vikings win the division, NFC North.
I totally agree. No, I agree.
See, you guys.
Ted, don't you do it. Don't you frickin' do it.
Who's the asshole? Ted's the asshole.
That's okay.
It happens.
Come on, Ted.
So here's the thing. I'm going to go on this long-winded rant. I don't want to. I don't think Green Bay's receivers are nearly as good as they were last year. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has already had to have a kumbaya meeting with them. And they're all a bunch of Gen Z and millennial kids that don't like criticism, and they're all mad, butthurt. They say they're not, but I think they are.
Right.
The Vikings have the potential to win the division. I said 9-8 in a wild card. I'm changing my position. The Vikings win the division. Yeah! Are you happy?
Yes.
We've cursed them now. All three of us have just cursed the Minnesota Vikings.
No, that's okay, though. We're not ESAT. We're not everything sucks all the time. We are real. Ted, I think you're making a good change. You're making the right move. The
Vikings, there's just this really positive vibe about this team. And I'm not, and I feel that positive vibe with Detroit. If you watch, Hard Knocks or whatever, I mean, God, Dan Campbell just seems like a good dude you'd want to play for.
Right.
But they just don't have the talent yet. I don't think they have the talent level the Vikings do. I don't think Green Bay got better over the offseason. They still have Aaron Rodgers, who's a great equalizer, and the Bears are going to be terrible. You can make a very good, strong case for the Vikings winning the division.
Cool. Sweet. We are 3-0 sweep on that one. How about the NFC West? Which is Cardinals, Seahawks. Help me out.
Rams. And
Niners.
Did
you say Niners?
There we go.
It's hard to go against the Rams.
It is.
I can't pick against the Rams.
That's who I'm going with. Rams as well.
Rams. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Coaching experience. Trey Lance ain't going to get it done. How about
hey, before we go there, Trey Lance, what are your thoughts on Trey Lance? Do you like him? You think he's going to take? Do you think he's going to take the Niners as far as Jimmy Garoppolo did?
Might want to think about getting a new hair cutter because that guy's hair is a mess. You see that after the game, that press conference?
I actually did not. No,
he looked like he rolled his hair in some sourdough. His hair was bad. I don't have as much belief in Trey Lance as all these talking heads do on ESPN, saying how great and glorious he's going to be. That guy hasn't played enough. He's a good quarterback, but it's not going to be a good season for the Niners. I don't think. I do not think so.
500 team with Trey Lance?
500, maybe a game better.
Oh, big hit. All right. All right. Okay.
Last division, which is like the Tennessee division, but the NFC, the one I can't keep. Tampa Bay, New Orleans.
Oh, the South.
Carolina.
And Atlanta.
there's no reason to not pick Tampa Bay because none of those other three teams are all that good.
Yeah. I think New Orleans is fool's gold. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're putting all your eggs in the Jameis Winston basket, you're asking for a bunch of scrambled eggs, man. You just are.
That's a bad division, guys. That's not a good division.
That might be the worst division.
And like at some point, like Tom Brady's what, 46, 47?
It's still good. I mean, what the hell?
But like at some point you're not going to be good.
Right.
At some point, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
they're still going to win the division, though.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, their offensive line's a mess right now.
See,
But
that's just it.
They still have a good defense, though. And they got Tom Brady. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. We had a
probably.
chance to go through all the divisions. That's really cool.
But like Atlanta's terrible. I think Carolina will be better with Baker Mayfield than they were Sam Darnold, but they're still not that good.
I'm going to say this about Atlanta. Desmond Ridder is the best quarterback in this draft. He will prove in 3 years he's the best quarterback in this draft.
You think so?
Desmond Ridder.
Wow. Okay.
You can call me on it. You can write me down and say, Drew said, I will stand behind that.
All right. So the Broncos kick a field goal. It's 2013. We got 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the preseason.
Come on, Vikings. Get down there and tie it up. Let's do it.
And the Vikings have burned all their timeouts already somehow. So,
and as Sell JD
no
Knight
timeouts
said, oh, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
no timeouts left for the Vikings.
And as Sell JD Knight just said, they left too much time on the clock for Kellen Mond. We still got 230 people in the chat room, folks. If you haven't made a comment yet in the live chat, if you do, you're eligible for our prize giveaway here at the end of the game.
We have a prize giveaway.
We got another prize giveaway.
We're going to give it away as soon as the Vikings tie this game up and then win it on the 2-point conversion.
Going to give it away like a hooker on the Sunset Strip. Look at that.
Yeah, man. They're going to take this ball down the field.
Kellen Mond tried to throw that.
We're going to give it away like Kellen Mond throwing a forward pass.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. They're going to tie it up, Ted, and they're going to win it with a 2-point conversion. And Mond is going to be carried off in a blurry of confetti.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not sure if they have the confetti ready for this. Good.
Come on, Mond. You're playing for your life here. Get it done. No. Oh, fuck.
I think I can stay with a great deal of confidence that Timon Paris is not making this roster.
That guy's terrible.
That was bad.
Timon Paris.
How about his running mate, Pumbaa?
Paris. Yeah.
Dude, that guy just ran right around him. That's not good.
That was bad. That really wasn't Mond's fault. He really didn't have a chance on that one.
Oh, this drive is just shit. 4th down.
Oh, my God.
Did
you talk about a great college player? That guy, Nick Bonetto. That guy, he was number 4 on the Drew Big Board, Ted.
Yeah.
Hell of a player.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him. He's a good player.
What do you got for 4th and 27, kids?
Yeah.
Well, Zimmer would have the check down to Ham right here.
I was going to say, we got a 3-yard check down. What do we got?
You got to throw. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That was.
Well.
Oh, well.
And the preseason ended, not with a bang, but with a batted pass.
Man.
Oh, well.
Kellen Mond needs so much work.
He sure does. So what you guys were saying earlier that, if the Vikings don't keep Kellen Mond around, who the hell jumps on him? Who's lining up to claim that guy on waivers? Nobody.
That's a good question. I think the kid has talent. I really do. And when you look at the lack of talent at the quarterback position overall in the NFL, maybe nobody, but man, all you need is one team.
Yep.
So
that's true. That's true.
I mean, if you're Denver, do you score here? I mean, I sure as hell try.
I mean, are there backups in this league that are worse than Kellen Mond? Probably. That have. I mean, he's got skills. He just needs to be. I don't even know how you help a player, Chris and Ted, like Kellen Mond, because the things that he's flawed in are really hard to teach. How do you teach somebody to think faster? You need to process fast. You need to think faster. How do you teach a guy to think faster? I don't think you can.
No.
Live fire exercises. I don't know.
That's the problem with him. And I think there probably will be a team that thinks they could fix him and turn him into Pat Mahomes. I mean, it's the NFL. All you need, like Ted said, you need one team. All you need is one team.
Well, so I mean, we might as well start our pregame now because if the Broncos are probably just going to kneel and hopefully the Vikings won't call timeout, whatever.
Well, they don't have any timeouts left, so that's.
Well, it shows you how much I've been paying attention to this game.
I hate Denver. They could all go to hell, Denver.
So now that the preseason is pretty much over, we look forward to the regular season, and it's a hell of a start for Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings. At least it's at home, but they face Green Bay, the Aaron Rodgers, and the dastardly Green Bay Packers.
That's right. That's right.
What are you guys' thoughts on the Week 1 matchup, Drew? We're going to break it down a lot more in our next studio show, but the Vikings they got roster cuts coming up, and then they got to start getting ready for Green Bay.
I think it's a huge game, and I think the challenge is right there for O'Connell. I think it's a perfect game to start out with because you're just jumping right into it. You see what you got and how you face the challenge head on. This is going to be, it's a great way to start. I'm looking forward to that. I wouldn't want to pick any other team to start with other than that team from Wisconsin. This is perfect. How they do? I don't know.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think overall with look, let's look at their first 4 games. They got Green Bay at Philadelphia, Detroit at home, and at New Orleans.
Well,
I mean, you said what, 6-1 to start?
Yes,
Yep.
I did.
You got them going 4-0 in this stretch?
I do. I may be, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, I think they go 4-0.
Drew, you got them going 4-0?
No, 3-1.
Who do you got them losing
3-1.
to? You said Philly, right?
Yeah, Philly. The Monday night game, week 2. Prime time. Philly is really, it's a tough place to play, a tough place to win. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Philly pulls it out. This is the whole thing about now. The Vikings have been like this float with the confetti, a big float ride parade. O'Connell, Kwesi waving to everybody. Hey, throwing candy out to the kids. Look at, we can change the culture. We're the new team, new coaches. All that's done now. Now that parade has turned into like people with like fruit and paint guns. Now the fans are going to turn on you. Now it's all for real. All that waving and being happy, it's all gone now, Ted. Now you got to get it done.
Yep.
Now you got to get it done. And there's no better way to get it done than kicking the ass of the NFC North champions from last year.
I'll tell you what.
Do you think they can get it done?
If the Vikings win week 1, it's going to buy Kevin O'Connell a lot of goodwill. If they lose week 1, people are already going to be asking for his head on a platter.
ESAT, dude. I told you, Harbaugh was better. Harbaugh
would have won that game.
Harbaugh. I can hear it already. No, you're right. You're right. But instead of starting with Atlanta or Tennessee, we're jumping right into it, Chris Gates.
We sure are.
Team from Wisconsin, man. Let's do it. Let's get
Like
this
you said,
battle started.
That's the best possible way to start. So let's see what they do here.
3rd and goal.
Yep.
Hey,
And the Vikings keep them out of the end zone. Now, maybe miss a field goal. Kevin Mon can engineer this like super fantastic drive
Ted,
for a touchdown, convert to 2-point, and then walk out of here with a win. Let's go.
Ted,
Never
Ted,
give up. Never surrender.
Ted Glover, what's your take on the entire preseason, maybe even the whole offseason, from the draft, free agency? Now we're done. We're on to the real thing now. What is your take on everything combined? How do you feel about this Vikings team? I'll ask both of you.
I think they're in a good place. I mean, if you guys remember how we felt and how we looked at the team at the end of the 2021 season, just rudderless, no direction. We knew there was something wrong with the coach and the GM and all that crap. You know, you called it this gloom that was hanging over this franchise, Drew. I think that's a great description. All that's gone. I think the Vikings have gotten better. I think they've gotten younger. I think the depth is a little bit better. I still have questions about depth at some positions, but man, if you look at this roster now compared to what it was at the, for the guys that took the field at week 17 last year, week 18 last year, it's a lot better. And I think you've got a young, hungry coaching staff. Will that make up for the experience that Mike Zimmer's staff had? We'll see. But I like the feel and the direction of this team. I just do. I think they can be. I think they can be really good. Chris, what do you think?
No, I think this team really does have the potential to be good. I mean, like we've talked about, the offensive personnel really has not changed that much. The scheme has changed a little bit, but the personnel is all going to be familiar with each other for the most part. And it's going to be a matter of how quickly this defense can come together, I think. And like Drew said earlier, the first couple of weeks, the Vikings may have an advantage because, the teams really don't have any film of our starters running this new defense and whatnot. So, if this defense can come together pretty quickly, this team has a chance to be really good.
Drew, what do you think? You're the one that posed the question.
I'm pretty much right along the lines with you guys. I think there's a lot of, I think it all depends on how healthy they can stay. I mean, you got Hunter and Zadarius Smith. Those guys play a full season. Man, this defense is going to be. Zadarius Smith is unblockable right now.
Right now, yeah. From reading all the reports about what's going on, yeah, that's very true.
They stay healthy. Got to keep Kendricks healthy. Got to keep Harrison Smith healthy. And, of course, the offensive weapons. It all comes down to keeping guys on the field and keeping this team healthy. This team relies on all the starters a lot, more than other teams do in the NFL. I mean, they have capable backups, but there's a drop-off between the starters and the depth on this team. There is. But,
yeah. But I would argue you could say that about just about every team in the NFL, though.
No, that's true. That's true. That's fair. But I think the Vikings have a team that can, if the 3-4 comes together the way they want it to come together, they can be one of the surprise teams that roll through the playoffs. They can. So that's what gives you the energy about being so stoked for this team, because there's that possibility because of so much talent. I try hard to find flaws in this team, and besides injuries and staying healthy, I can't see a lot of flaws. I think it was a great draft, great free agency. I think the Vikings addressed a lot of things that were hurting this team. But man, oh man, if they stay healthy, they're going to kick a lot of people's asses. They are.
So the preseason officially ends. The Vikings lose to the Denver Broncos 23-13, finish 0-3. Welcome to our post-game show at Vikings Report Rewind. I'm Ted. He's Drew. He's Chris. Man, I'll tell you what. I'm glad the preseason's over. I don't think we got a lot of questions answered about the overall Vikings team as a whole because so many starters just didn't even see the field. And our good buddy Dave Stefano was on earlier, and he said, "Look, I wish they had played, but I understand why." And that's kind of where I'm at. I would have hated to see a guy like Harrison Smith or Eric Kendricks or Kirk Cousins or Dalvin Cook get hurt in a meaningless preseason game and not be able to play for the season. So I'm fine with that in that regard. But there's still a lot of question marks regarding this Minnesota Vikings football team on both sides of the ball because we didn't see so many starters this preseason. But I'm not really too concerned about it because I think they're going to be good. I left you guys speechless, I can see.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Chris to start talking.
It's all right. No. I mean, yeah, I understand why the guys didn't play in the preseason. I mean, like you said, you don't want someone to get hurt in a game that really doesn't mean anything. The only starters that really played for the Vikings over the course of the preseason was they had the first string offensive line out there a few times. They had a few defensive starters out there for a few of the games, but like you said, you don't want to lose anybody important in a game that doesn't mean anything. So the Vikings had a strategy. They followed that strategy, and we are where we are. All the starters are going to show up healthy for week one, unless something freakish happens in practice or something. And that's about the best we can ask for out of the preseason, to be honest.
So I don't want to spend a whole lot more time tonight on this game. We pretty much spent the whole night talking about it. Real quick, I want you guys to give me one name of a guy who you think played himself onto the roster tonight.
I'm going to go with Zach Davidson. I think he played well enough. He had some solid catches, some solid runs after the catch, and like you say, he brings more of a receiving threat to the table than a Ben Ellison does. Nick Muse could have played himself on the roster tonight, but he had kind of an ugly game, while Davidson kind of excelled tonight toward the end for the most part. So yeah, Zach Davidson's my guy that kind of played with the roster tonight.
Drew?
Zach Davidson.
Okay.
All the way around.
Then I want you guys to name one guy who played himself off the roster tonight. Drew?
Jeez. Probably Nick Muse.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on Nick Muse a little bit. Drew said it earlier, when things are kind of buttoned up and whatnot, one particularly memorable bad play can kind of throw you off. And I think Tristan Jackson kind of did that to himself tonight with that pass that should have been about a 20-yard gain that just bounced right off of his chest. And you can't have that if you're trying to make the bottom part of the roster. So I think it'd be my pick. I think Naylor is gonna find a way to leapfrog him into that fifth wide receiver spot.
Yep, I'm gonna go with Muse, and I think Tristan Jackson played himself off the roster. That drop, key moment of the game, would have been. It was a big momentum swing against the Vikings. If he catches that ball, they're across midfield. I think Tristan Jackson. That one play, I think is going to cost him a roster spot. So we've got Ruby, if you're ready, if you're out there, we got one more prize we got to give away. But you better move that camera back. She's going to kill you.
Did you put it on me?
No, I don't know why you would think that.
You jerk.
I didn't. I just showed your head bun thing, hair bun.
Okay.
We got one more prize left to give away. What's that, Drew?
It was all tasteful. tasteful. Toonsis is a star, man.
I just saw it and you're a liar. Here we go.
All right. Ruby, go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's see who our actually our third prize winner is for tonight. Big Hig.
Big Hig.
Big Hig has won the second prize. Go ahead and contact Ruby at Vikings Report with Drew and Ted at gmail.com. Congratulations,
Big Hig.
So we got three prize winners tonight. We've had an absolute blast again doing this live watch party. We still got over 100 people watching our show. Can you believe that crap?
Is there any questions in the chat about the Vikings? Like things that people are asking, like anything pressing, like.
Let's see. I'm not seeing anything in particular right now.
Okay. I just wanted.
Who you got for Mr. Mankato?
Ooh. That's a great question.
He's probably got to be Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler. I was going to go with Kane Wangwu, but that's a good one. Okay. Who you got, Drew?
Chandler. It looks like Eric Dickerson in the preseason. Come on, man.
Yeah, okay.
Give that man a roster spot. Give him the ball.
So yeah, okay. That's fair. Ty Chandler's definitely on the team. You guys got anything else, Drew? You wanna last parting words?
I'm just fired up for Vikings Report heading into. We got one live show left Wednesday, the 31st, and then we go back into the studio. And starting in September, we will be every Friday. We have the studio show, and then after the Viking games, we'll be live with Vikings Rewind.
Yep.
So I am looking forward to the next 5 months of being on twice a week and seeing everybody join us.
Here's one question from Angela McDonald. Chris, what do you think happens with Mon/Mannion?
I think they both wind up getting cut. I think the Vikings are just going to go with two quarterbacks. They're going to go with Cousins and Mullins at this point. I don't know if they try to get him onto the practice squad. I don't know if somebody else coaches him. I don't know if Sean Mannion's going to be a part of this team anymore, but I think they both wind up getting cut and or waived on Tuesday.
Drew, what do you think happens?
Mannion's gone. Mond goes to the practice squad. They're going to try to see if he can sneak through there and then give him another year next year. The practice squad quarterback, see if he can possibly turn into something. I don't know. I don't know if they could really do what they want to do with him, but my earlier take of the Vikings going 6-1 will come true. So get on board. Also, if the Vikings go 6-1, Chris Gates will shave his head. Oh, wait.
Guaranteed.
I think the Vikings keep three quarterbacks. I think they keep Cousins, Mullins, and Mannion. Yeah, I think they're going to – I think –
Ted, why are you keeping Mannion? Why? Wasting a roster spot on that guy. Why?
I think they want that third quarterback assurance in case Kirk gets hurt.
So
then they got to play Mullins.
So some corner or running back's not going to get a job because shithole Mannion has to have the third spot?
I'm thinking defensive back, but yeah.
I'm
thinking right now. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I'm thinking.
And I respect what you're thinking.
So, anyways,
Twisted Tea.
like Drew said, we've got the Vikings final roster cut down has to go from 80 to 53 on Tuesday. We will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time to talk about that. And that is our last hot August Palooza extravaganza show. From then it will be our regular studio show will be returning on September 9th. And on September 11th, right after the Vikings Packers week 1 tilt, you'll have me, Christopher, and Drew back for Vikings Report Rewind. So it's going to be a great year. Again, don't forget, go over to Purple Pain Forums. That's purplepainforums.com. Check out their Pick Six game, their purple Pain accountability game. It's just a great website to go check out. Chris, you got any last words before we get out of here?
No, yeah, we had a good time with this one, even though the game was not great, was not as action packed as we anticipated. But no, we've got actual football that counts to look forward to here shortly, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting year.
Drew, let the season begin, Ted Glover. Here we go. 2 weeks from tomorrow. What are we? 2 weeks, guys.
2 weeks.
We have real Vikings football. We're going to talk. We're going to break it all down. We got a lot coming up here. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, for everybody that joined us in the chat, thank you. For everybody that just joined in and watched, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back. I hope you like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. For Drew, for Chris, for Ruby, thank you everybody so much for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday, and then we will be back in studio for week 1 against the Packers. Have a good night.